What's up, YouTube? What's going on? What's going on? What's going on? How y'all doing? How y'all doing? How y'all doing? Happy Sunday. Happy Sunday to all of you. What's today's date? March the 7th, 2021. I do appreciate all of you being here, all 12 of you in the live right now. What is going on? What's going on? What's going on? And you see from the title of the video, we are going to be talking WandaVision, the season finale, which debuted this past Friday at 2 p.m. Central Standard Time where I am. And I went ahead and did a recap of that earlier. But of course, I'm going to be doing another one today, but I'm not going to be by myself. I'm going to be joined hopefully by the crew. And just shout out to everybody in the chat right now. Support Gaming 2020. Hello, how are you doing? How are you doing? Oh, snap, a new hoodie. Yes, this is I've worn this a couple of times. It's just the black hoodie with the white logo. So you can go ahead and copy one in the comment section or head over to the site. But thank you very much for calling that out to Marcion. I got 20 people in the live already. That's what's up. Hello, Exquisite Coilis. Happy Sunday. Thank you so much. How you doing? How you doing? What's up, Domitian Scott? What's going on? How are you doing? What's going on? Savon Smith. Hey, how you doing? How you doing? And the Supreme Coven, what's up? And also, it's Juke. Yo, bro, I have a dope theory. I think Chthon has been in the MCU before. Hey, you know, well, we're going to talk about it. We're going to talk about it. We are going to talk about it. And since you're bringing up, you know, your boy Chthon, I know I got an image for you talking about this cat right here. Yeah, yes, we definitely going to talk about it. And so I was able to pop up on Lamont's channel this past Friday, and me and Larry and himself, we had a good discussion about WandaVision, but I think Eman may be able to pop up. Oh, I got my first guest right here. Let me go ahead and introduce you to this guy. You can go ahead and get a life gain, and he is the stock market master, 3000 of what I like to call him. And that is Mr. Lamont Tyson. How are you doing, sir?
I'm doing good, man. How about yourself and your audience?
They're doing pretty good, man. They already filling in. We got 35 people in the box.
Wow.
And I was just telling them that I was chopping it up with you this past Friday with you and Larry, but some other of our friends are going to be popping in as well. You know, I wanted to hear them too. And let me go ahead and introduce you to that guest as well. He's popping in right now from the good old state of Louisiana. That is Mr. OneTakeBigDog. How are you doing, sir?
I'm pretty good. I've got a little different setting today, so I can barely see me. But as long as you can hear me, we good.
Yeah, man, I can hear you, man. I can hear you, man. I can hear you. And guys, just real quick, I believe Lamont, he just got done you know, doing his what is it, Monday morning quarterbacking for your trading.
Yeah.
For your stocks and stuff like that. Yeah, he just got done doing that with Mr. Larry. And you know, as always, you can why is this not sharing? I thought I hit the button for share the well, I'm trying to share the screen, but for some reason it's not working. But anyway, this gentleman right here just got finished doing his Monday morning quarterbacking for stock. And you can always go check that out on his channel right here at Lamont Tyson. Very cool dude right here. And there you go right there. And so if you want to step up your game in that arena, go ahead and check that out right there, man. But man, how are you doing today, Lamont?
Hey man, I'm good, man. I'm still trying to recover from we have a Scarlet Witch on the loose.
Yeah.
We got a Scarlet Witch on the loose,
We got
and we got a white vision, a KKK vision out there on the loose.
We got a Scarlet Witch on the loose. You know what I'm saying? We got a vision with the fire in the background. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna talk about it. You know, and I got 32 people in the live right now. What's going on? What's going on? And how are you doing, Mr. OneTakeBigDog, man? How are you?
How you hanging, brother?
It's been a rough week.
Oh no,
it's been a rough week.
Oh,
hey, we here.
Well, I am glad you're here, man. I really am glad you're here. Thank you for being here. Thank you both for being here. You did see WandaVision, right? You did see the season finale, correct?
Yeah, I did. I watched it last night.
Already. Well, let me go ahead and bring in my next guest, and that is the living legend Larry from the East Coast as well, with the colorful backgrounds and all that good stuff. I love the spirit, my brother. How are you? How are you doing, sir?
Oh man, I am good, man. How are you feeling today?
I'm feeling pretty good, man. I'm feeling pretty good. And just to let all y'all know real quick, but before I get there, shout out to Larry. You know, all of these gentlemen's channels is also in the description box of this video, a link to the YouTube. And as y'all already know, you can always go over to my channel tab and you're going to have the whole crew right here. So if you're feeling what these guys are having to talk about today or any other day, just go ahead and subscribe to their channel, because, you know, if you're not subscribed to their channel, you're losing. And I want you to win, and you can win by subscribing to their channel. And just to let you all guys know, I thought you're probably like, Brendan, why are you not doing a movie news roundup show today? This is supposed to be Sunday movie news. What is this WandaVision? You already talked about it. Well, I talked about it by myself. I wanted to talk about it with the crew. I wanted to hear from OneTakeBigDog. And usually when movie news drops during the middle of the week, usually when something drops, I get excited about it. I'm like, man, I cannot wait till Sunday until I can talk about this. I cannot wait till I can talk about this. But this past week, there really wasn't that many stories to where I felt that way. I mean, you had a couple here and there that I was interested in, but nothing really got me excited. And I don't want to come out here and half-ass it for you guys. I can't expect you to be excited if I'm not excited. You know what I'm saying? So the movie news was just slow.
Get the whole ass.
Yeah, the whole ass. the whole ass. Just all in there. You know what I'm saying? Yes. The whole you're stupid.
You noticed that he finally decided to put on a shirt with the rightful ruler of Wakanda on. Did you notice that? Larry finally changed the stripes and put on a shirt that has the rightful ruler.
That's Killmonger right there. That's Killmonger after he assumed the Black Panther, after he took his rightful place on the throne and became the Black Panther.
Right on. I love it. I love it. Yeah, he ain't gonna let it go. But yeah, I would just, I can't expect you guys to be excited about a topic if I'm not excited about a topic. And so it just was no movie news, and I wanted to keep it consistent. I didn't want to leave you guys without anything, but I wasn't excited about the movie news, but I am excited about this WandaVision. Like I was telling these guys, I haven't heard from OneTakeBigDog yet, and I got to get his opinion too. And I was chopping it up with Lamont and Larry on Friday, but I watched it like 2 more times, and I got more thoughts, and I still want to talk about it. You know what I'm saying? And Sharronda may be able to pop in. She was calling me B. It's 6:30. I'm like, no, it's 5:30. She's like, Brandon, I've been in the thing I was like, trying to be in different time zones. She was like, oh no. so she was waiting on me. She forgot. Shout out to Sharronda. So she has other, we had a time mix up, but she says she may be able to pop in for a little bit. But she has a number of responsibilities. She does a ton of things, as you guys know. Right. And Eman may be able to pop in as well, but so that's it right there, guys. And I'm really excited. So let me go ahead and just pop this off real quick. When I got 45 people in the live right now, that's what's up. Never started with that many before. And I want to welcome you guys to the WandaVision season finale. Breakdown, baby, breakdown. And besides that, we also have another topic that's in the description box, which we're going to talk about later. But I am on live right now on YouTube, Just My Opinion Reviews, also on Twitter, not Twitter, Twitch at Just My Opinion Reviews, Facebook.com/Just My Opinion. You can also follow everybody on Twitter and Instagram at their handles on the screen right here. So Shout out to all 48 of you guys. I really do appreciate it. If y'all can go ahead and give me 48 likes, because I only got 25 right now. So hit that thumbs up button, hit that thumbs up button, hit that thumbs up button. But
and
real
he
quick,
does take super chats. He does take super chat. He won't take his clothes off for him, but he will give you something to look at that's real sweet.
Right on. And shout out Zia Latrice, Kimmy Lay, Is Juke, Ralph Ortiz, Strickland Straight, Lack Ward, Ralph Ortiz, Savage Angels, Deron, hello. And so I want to start with One Take Big Dog. If you can just tell me real quick what you thought about the show, the whole show so far, the whole series. Also, what you thought about the season finale. I want to hear from One Take Big Dog first, and then I'm gonna go to Lamont, then I'm gonna go to Larry, then go to myself, and we're just gonna break this thing down. So, One Take Big Dog, the floor is yours, sir. The floor is yours.
I appreciate you. Gonna be honest, the first 2 episodes started off pretty slow for me. And I think it was just more about, filling out the characters. Even though we were familiar with them, it's seeing them in a different setting. Now, once we got to like that, the end of that 3rd episode is kind of where like they flipped the switch, and from that, it just was like snowballed into something great. Now I'm talking a little bit about this season finale, which I appreciated, yet I don't think I enjoyed the fighting aspect of it as much as I did the story element.
Really?
I think I much more appreciated the story element in the season finale rather than I did the fighting. Now the fighting was entertaining, don't get me wrong. It's just I think like the emotional beats that the finale hit got me more excited than the actual fighting.
Gotcha. Okay. So were you let down with the season finale?
No, I won't say let down at all, because I think there's a thing I kind of like look for whenever I'm watching something, and it's those moments. And I think the season finale provided enough of those that where I'm kind of like, ooh, you know what I'm saying, to where I was like, this lived up to what I wanted. But I do have some thoughts about Wanda herself, because I'm gonna say it, she needs to be locked up.
Already. And let me shout out the super chat real quick.
What a money reside.
Michael Freeman for the $4.99. I got 5 on it. Thank you so much, my brother. I do appreciate it. Thank you so much. You keep the channel going. Thank you. So you say she need to be locked up, really? And Lamont got happy. Really? Go ahead and elaborate on that.
We have to think about this for a second. I'll give you a second. Because when we look at a villain in which we understand their motives, at the end of the day, that villain still goes to jail. But just because Wanda has done a few kind of things, mind you, the first time we saw her, she was a villain then. And so then she saves the world, she does her thing, but then she basically enslaves an entire town of people to where they have no self-control. Like these people are suffering. Look at like they got broke out, got their free will. She didn't want to hear what they had to say. Started choking them to death, and then we just gonna be like, "Oh yeah, I understand why you did it. Mom. You can go on about your business." No, lock up.
Okay, I feel you, my brother. I feel you. I share some of the same sentiments. But Lamont, you getting quite tickle out of that, man. Why don't you go ahead and then tell us what you left?
Fellas, we talked. See, One Take. Where was you at Friday when I said to both of these gentlemen, instead of Monica letting her walk her ass away, she should have been getting locked up. And one of these 2 gentlemen said, well, who was powerful enough to lock her up? I said, you should have called the Avengers. That's who you call. Hell, Wanda was wrong. You got to call somebody. Dr. Stray, you got to call somebody. Now, I'm like this. I enjoyed the whole season. One Take, I'm just like you. The fighting I wasn't enamored with the fighting, but the storyline I was. And, a lot of people, and even myself, had some disappointments in that we thought we might be seeing some extra cameos, okay, that didn't happen. And when I went back and looked at the story one more time, I would say Marvel did an excellent job of containing all the elements of the story within the story without having to bring in a cameo. Because some of the theories we crafted and things that the Easter eggs they put in there, they paid off with the exact people that started the series. So I was fine with that. I'm like you. I like the way the story ended. But at the end of the day, Wanda should be locked up. I might start me a t-shirt campaign, #LockUpWanda. Because the more this chick learns that Darkhold book, the more it's going to take damn near the Phoenix coming down and having to whip her ass before we can give her justice. But having said that, B. Avery, those are my thoughts.
I got you, Larry. Let me go to you, man. You can also talk about the season finale. What you thought of, no, you can also talk about the whole series, the season finale, and also One Take Big Dog's comments, and as well as Lamont's too.
Man, I don't know anybody who's locking up Wanda. The Avengers aren't locking her up. I mean, you could call the Avengers, but they're gonna be like, we're not locking up our homegirl. We'll sit down and have a talk with her, but we're not locking her up. You know, they might be like, we'll take her somewhere and have a nice little sit down and explain the error of her ways, but that's about as far as they're going with it. The last time they tried to do something with the Avengers, it caused a doggone civil war, you know? Yeah. So, but overall, the series, I thought it was a good series. It was fun. You know, it sort of progressively got darker as they went, and you know, which is okay. That's cool. I mean, that's why they wanted to take it. I actually really enjoyed the whole sitcom aspect of it. So even though they at some point she canceled the show, I kind of wish they would have kept that element of it in there all the way through to the end on some level, because that would have been fun. Like, it would have been great if somehow that show would have got like broadcast on cable or something. Like maybe when she expanded the Hex, all of a sudden it ended up getting broadcast to everywhere and the whole country or world was able to watch it. That would have been fantastic. You know,
that would have been nice. I didn't even think about anything like that. So.
Yeah.
But hold on. But let me think about this though, Larry. Once the truth would have came out about the people in the show, what you think that effect would have had on the world?
Well, yeah, then there would have been more reason. Then maybe if you start calling for Wanda to get locked up, maybe you would have had more support, because the Avengers might have been like, we don't want to do it, but the whole world is asking for a Wanda, so we got to figure out something. You know,
mean, this would have been like Civil War number 2. This would have been like Civil War number 2. You're going to have some people like these superpowered people need to be in check, and then you're going to have some Avengers being like, you know, we are the check on their power. That's what you would have had.
Right on.
I mean, but how you gonna lock Wanda up if she's a Nexus being? She's just gonna be like, you know what? Your realm sucks. I'm out. Boom, and she's gone.
I mean, hell, you do that then. You put her in jail, then if she want to disappear out of jail, then goodbye. Poof.
Yeah.
And you know, and we're still in the very beginning of the MCU, and you know, and Lamont and maybe a few of y'all may know about all these elder gods a lot more than I do. So I just know more powerful players that are coming, and we still getting the street level. So I mean, you know, I'm all here for it. But me, guys, I really did enjoy the series. You know, half of the audience out there was tripping on the first 2 episodes, but I never was. I always had faith in them knowing what's going on, or having an idea, just having faith in Marvel, thinking that, okay, hey, I know that they're going to be able to break this down. We got a ton of surprises each episode, and I was very satisfied. The only thing I didn't get that I wanted to see was Doctor Strange, but we can talk about that a little bit later, because I'm finna get into the nitty gritty. But before we move on, let me go ahead and bring in my next guest from the Windy City of Chicago. Hashtag recast T'Challa, and that is Mr. Eman from Eman's Movie Reviews. What's going on, my brother? What's going on?
What up? I just want to give Larry props for wearing the proper attire of T'Challa on his chest. I want to give him props for that.
Thank you.
Shout out to the rest of you brothers. So, you know, we got to kick this off right. That's all.
That's what's up, man. That's what's up. Well, Eman, thank you very much for being here, my brother. I do appreciate it. You know, he was working hard on his breakdown. of this episode as well. Oh, he still is. So
yeah, like I'm literally multitasking. So if y'all don't see me looking, I'm working, but I'm listening.
Well, that's what's
I
up,
wore
man.
This shirt. I wore this shirt because I wanted to remind all of the filmmakers over there with Eddie Murphy's crew. This is a proper black-made movie. You know.
Okay. I can understand. I can respect that. I definitely can respect that. Yeah.
Already. And after y'all get done watching this live, head on over to Eman's channel so y'all can see what he's working on. There's a link down to his channel, YouTube channel in the description box, and also a link in the channel tab. And again, Eman, thanks for popping in. I just went around the circle getting everybody's kind of drilling impression of the series, especially the first 2 episodes, and also their opinion on the season finale. And also, OneTakeBigDog threw a wrench in there and said that he wasn't just as thrilled, I guess, as he wanted to be with the action. So if you could just real quick just talk about how you felt about the series overall, the season finale, and the floor is yours, my brother.
Yeah, I mean, I actually appreciated it. Like I like the fact that this gave us more drama than anything else in any of the comic book based things, especially in the MCU. I mean, they was dropping straight bars in this entire series. What is grief but love persevering? I mean, they was really going full Notebook on some of this stuff, and I really appreciated that. And you know what? To be honest, it's like I get the whole action thing. Like, I'm not saying that that's wrong or anything. I was trying to figure out what to expect, because this is the first time Marvel's ever done their own show. So I'm like, I don't know what I'm supposed to expect. Maybe it's a big spectacle. Maybe it's just going to be drama. Maybe it's just going to be filler. I don't know. So the main thing that I really appreciated from this was that now I know what to expect moving forward. And what that is that you're going to tell me a story about this supporting character. And that's the minimum. That's it. Like, that's anything else, whether it's a cameo, whether it's a setup for something else, that's bonus. The setup and tie-ins for movies, that's bonus. But at the very basic core, we got an origin story for the Scarlet Witch. And that's cool, because we wouldn't get that in a movie. But now that we have it, some people can like connect with Wanda a little bit more. Some people can understand her a little bit more. I don't think that we, like if you were to watch Doctor Strange 2, you probably don't need to watch WandaVision 2, to appreciate the film, but it helps. Right. So I like the fact that we got this story. I like the fact that they kind of built up this character in a place that we otherwise wouldn't. Yeah.
Let's not forget, we didn't just get an origin story for Wanda. We got an origin story for Monica Rambeau too.
Right, that too. Right. That too.
And I mean, man, don't forget this. I don't know. Marvel has a problem on their hands. I don't know if they expected the popularity of this character to be what it is, but the actress playing Agatha knocked this shit out the park.
Wholeheartedly.
I want to see more of Agnes in the MCU. Yes. She did her damn thing.
Yeah. Yes, and clearly we will, after she got put in that magical timeout by Wanda. So, because she made her stepchild, so she's going to come back. I don't know. I'm thinking maybe she'll come back in Doctor Strange 2. Maybe she'll come back in a season 2 of WandaVision. Like all these other characters are great. But to be honest, like I wouldn't mind a Monica Rambeau sideshow. You know what I'm saying? Like another Disney Plus. I wouldn't mind that at all, given this reintroduction to her older character. So, yeah, I mean, but that's the thing, though. Like the other thing I think we have to understand, and that this show kind of helped us realize, because I know Lamont earlier was saying you was disappointed without the cameos and stuff. These shows are not structured to do the heavy lifting for the MCU. They're here to do the light work. They're not here to introduce mutants. They're not here to introduce like these big, mind-blowing concepts, because clearly Marvel's going to save that stuff for the big bucks in the theaters.
He throwing shots.
Here we go.
Save those things for the theaters, because that's where the money resides.
Oh man.
Money reside. What a money reside.
Oh,
that's
Lord.
funny. Okay, that's what's up. That's what's up. I heard you.
Here
Like
we
I
go.
slid that in there.
I heard you, man. I heard you. Hold on, let me
So-
do this real quick. Thank you so much, Is Juke, for the super chat. I really do appreciate it. Like that hair too, my brother. Like that too. Hold on. What if Pietro was really more? Is that Mordo, the mystic agent of or Mordred, the mystic agent of Chthon? And another thing, as Alas of Chthon is the other, and the other was the servant of Thanos in the first Avengers movie. I don't know.
Too much.
Yeah.
Too much.
They've already shown that they're not going to be doing like Eman said. Those extras are not going to be in this. And like I said originally, they did a great job, even though we had these extra fan expectations. They did a great job of containing the story within the characters that they gave us. They let us run wild with the Easter eggs they threw in there, but something like that,
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, like people think it's gonna be like this complicated. Yo, it's this simple. You know what I'm saying? Like they're going to keep it simple because at the end of the day, and think of it like this: Marvel's primary target is not comic book fans. It's non-comic book fans. It's your mom, your auntie, your neighbor, somebody who's never picked up a comic book before in their life. That's who they are targeting. So when you start bringing up Chthon or Mephisto, you have to explain that concept to somebody who's not used to it, and it's too much too fast. Look how long it took them just to put Thanos on the big screen. Right. If it was us, if we were making this, man, Thanos would have been up there right after Avengers 1. Like he would have been right up there.
Here's the thing, man. They leave it to us as YouTubers to pick the Easter eggs, and we make videos that explain things to the novel fans that they don't get. And so that's one of the reasons Kevin Feige puts these Easter eggs in here, because he knows there's a whole black panel of us sitting right here who can make great videos explaining the innuendos that they're not going to explain on a TV show like WandaVision.
You know what's interesting that you say that Marvel's making stuff for the everyday person, just the mom and pops, because watching WandaVision, I felt WandaVision was probably a little bit too in the weeds for the average person. I felt like it was made for comic book geeks and not for the average person. Like my wife was like, I don't get it. She was like, there's a lot, I don't get it. And I'm explaining stuff to her. She's like, it's too much. It's too much. I don't want to know. I just want to watch and enjoy. And it's too in the weeds. I don't get it. And I mean, just last night, we rewatched or watched. I saw it. I thought my wife had saw it, but I guess not. Captain Marvel, because she didn't understand the second post-credit scene. She was like, I don't get it. And then she got it. But, there was just stuff that I think that a lot of people, I felt like WandaVision was real. There was a lot of Easter eggs. There was a lot of stuff, a lot of little small subtle references that I think a lot of people didn't get. And yeah, if you're into this, if you're watching all these videos, you'll get. But otherwise, I felt like it really was kind of in the weeds for a lot of people.
No. You actually proved my point. What you just did is exactly what Marvel wants you to do. They want you to go back to watch Captain Marvel. They want you to go back and watch Age of Ultron. Probably on Disney Plus, right? So that's what they want. They want these shows, that's why they go back and pull these references and stuff from the old shows, because now all of a sudden everybody is interested in Age of Ultron when they wasn't feeling it before, but that's the whole point. They want to drive up that interest to get people invested. But like I was saying, I'm just talking about they're not trying to prioritize comic fans. They're not trying to prioritize the people that know about the multiverse and just the one above all and all these other deeper concepts. But yeah, they want you to be an MCU fan. They want you to go watch them MCU movies, and every MCU movie is going to be some sort of gateway for somebody to start getting reinvested into the whole franchise. Just like Black Panther. People just jumped into Black Panther, never read a comic book at all. And they was like, hey, I think I like this Marvel stuff, and that's kind of what they want. They want these shows to pique interest, to make people ask questions and go rewatch their stuff and stay on their platform.
I think what happened is they watched Killmonger and they said, "I like Marvel. I
should have never mentioned Black Panther. My fault. That was me. That's on me. My bad.
And real quick, guys, I got 89 people in the chat right now. I want to thank all 89 of you people right now. If all of y'all can just please hit that thumbs up, hit that like button, I would really appreciate it. It helps with the YouTube algorithm to push this video out to all the peoples, and it's free. So please hit the thumbs up button. Now I wanna move over here real quick, and I want to hear from Mr. OneTakeBigDog, sir. And actually, before I go there, Larry, one thing you said on Friday that I did appreciate, man, is like I think this was the first episode to where it started exactly how the last one ended, and I absolutely love that just for like the continuity. I mean, this is just beautiful filmmaking to me right here. I really enjoyed it from the very beginning. Just seeing all of this magic versus magic, and she throwing cars like she was in what was that, Captain America Civil War. But Mr. OneTakeBigDog, I want to ask you this.
Can we stick with that for just a second?
Yeah,
Brandon?
we sure can. What's up?
I know that at one point, I think it was you who mentioned it, or somebody else had mentioned on one of these streams that they wanted to see a long finale, like a good hour and a half or 2-hour finale. And
I did.
I really think what they should have done is probably given us another episode in the season, and then have made this and the last episode, the last 2 episodes, just one episode, because they kept the continuity right there. It was almost like they cut it, boom, okay, we'll give the second half of it as another episode, when they should have just made it one episode as the finale. And I think that if they were going to have Agnes or Agatha Harkness as the big villain, they should have had a bigger reveal for that. I feel like everyone knew who she was in this. We knew who she was. So I felt like they needed to do something else, something bigger for the reveal.
Did you about to say something? Okay. Well, I mean, that's cool.
To Larry's point, I mean, I think part of that is also business. Yeah.
I mean,
it seems like the big reveal.
I get it.
I might be lagging.
I think you're lagging, but it's all good.
Okay. I think that big reveal was the introduction that Scarlet Witch is so powerful, and she's barely scratched the surface of her power, which has now been introduced to her by Agnes. It seems like that's what the introduction to what Wanda's storyline is going to be in the MCU as the Scarlet Witch. Not only does she have those powers, but now that she's read that Darkhold book, she's going to have all these other crazy God for real powers, and all that was due to Agnes.
Right on in. Now we're gonna get there, but I want to ask Mr. OneTakeBigDog, sir, what did you think of White Vision? What did you think of White Vision?
White Vision, man, he kind of felt like Vision did in the beginning, from Age of Ultron, which was, man, stale. Like he felt like, man, this is gonna sound bad, but he felt like a cracker, like an old cracker. That's the vibe I got from him.
Was he a saltine?
I got you, man. I got you. Now I just had to throw this in there, man. I saw this online. I thought this was very, very funny. You may think it's silly or stupid, but I got a good laugh out of that. You know what I'm saying? So that's just my sense of humor right there. But I like White Vision, man. Even though I saw it coming, him walking up to, walking up to Wanda and doing all this and just being so cold, talking about, and I was told that you were strong. I just thought that was badass. I like the whole concept of it. And White Vision is somebody that I'm not too familiar with, just to be honest with y'all. I learned about White Vision through y'all, or heard y'all talking about it. But I like the fight scenes with the Vision versus Vision. It was very entertaining to me. I know OneTakeBigDog, you said you wasn't, really impressed with the fighting, but I was. And that's cool. I thought it was badass when he was walking with this fire behind him. I was like, man, it is about to go down, And so,
OneTakeBigDog, I said that same thing on Friday with Brandon and Lamont on his channel. I was like, I thought the fighting was. It looked like they ran out of money in the budget, and they have.
That's kind of where it seemed like.
That's what it looked like.
That's blasphemous. Lamont, what you got?
I just want to know this, and this is a question I'm giving to my man Eman.
Yes, sir.
He knows the comics equally as well as I do, even a little better. Can White Vision pick up Mjolnir?
Ooh, good question.
Ooh.
And let me give you a point of reference. 1990 comic series. Think about that one.
You say it from the comics?
The 1990s comic run.
Okay, so I'm gonna wiggle my way out of this. I'm gonna say that in the comics, yes, but in the MCU, no.
Both, no.
Both?
And both, no. He's not picking up Mjolnir. Nope.
Okay.
Nope. Mm-mm.
Okay.
Because I think I agree with you. I agree.
In the comics, everything that made him Vision was from it was taken out of him in the multiverse. And he came back to officially destroy the Vision that had Jarvis and all the Avengers persona within him. And so in the comics, he did attempt to pick up Mjolnir. He couldn't pick it up. So, but here's the thing. Now that in WandaVision, the Wanda made up reality Vision touched him, cleared his brain, gave him the vision of what he needed to know, he might be able to pick up Mjolnir now. He couldn't pick it up before he had that discussion about Theseus and the ship. So you still think the MCU won't let him even pick it up now?
Yes. Okay, let me clarify this. So I believe the reason why Vision, well, this is a deeper discussion as to what determines worthiness in the MCU, because it's different, I think, to a degree than the comics. But yes, I mean, the Technicolor Vision could still lift, lift up Mjolnir. The Vision before his mind was unlocked, I would say could not.
Nope.
Maybe this unlocked White Vision, this woke White Vision, he might be able to.
He can pick it up.
But he might be able to. Now, the one thing I think, and this is just my theory, so don't take it as a fact. He might be. He might have to earn that though, right? But I think what Marvel just did was a soft reboot. I think they did a soft reboot with Vision the same way they did a soft reboot with Loki and the same way they did a soft reboot with Gamora. Notice how with both of those characters, they've gone back to their previous version. Forget the time travel, alternate reality, whatever. It's a different, like an alternate version of them, but it's still familiar for us. Like we're getting the 2012 Loki that we all fell in love with. We're getting the Gamora from 2014 that was like real hardcore. And I think right now we're getting the Vision from the moment he was born, because he remembers everything, but he has to now relearn how to be human and more, to regain his humanity in that sense. So I think he's going to be more logical. He's going to be more robotic, but he's not going to be as loving and sentimental as he learned how to be over the years.
I like a more robotic Vision personally.
It'll be interesting.
Because I was recently checking up on some comics and the whole history behind White Vision, and doesn't he eventually go back to the same look of the Vision that we originally know? And I'm wondering, do y'all think that's going to happen in the MCU? Will they revert him back to his original look?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, he can only stay. I mean, this is temporary. If anything, what was it in the comics? I forget the actual series, but this is a West Coast Avengers version of Vision. This is when he started going all white. But at the same time, he started serving as kind of like a mentor role or a leadership role for these younger Avengers. So I get the impression that, whenever they put Kate Bishop and, all the other people together for the young West Coast Avengers, we're going to see Vision in that role, but kind of serving as almost like another AI mentor, butler type of, like an Alfred, from Batman. He's going to serve in that capacity But over time, yeah, they'll restore him and he'll get back to normal.
No way they're gonna keep him this color. But right now, him being this color sells more toys.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
More merchandise. You got it.
That is true. That is true. Now, let me ask y'all this right here. How did y'all feel about how this ended up right here with the Monica versus Pietro? Were you disappointed with the Ralph Boner? You know, and she was able to do the purple. How y'all feeling about that right there so far? How did y'all like that turn out? Big Dog, what you got, man?
Was not a fan of that at all. I just felt like it was. It didn't have to start this whole thing with the X-Men. It didn't have to do anything like that. But I just felt like it should have been more useful. And it just the joke fell flat. I was just like, nah, this is one of those things where I kind of like the MCU tends to do it a lot. Like they'll take that joke route, and that was in one of those situations where I'm just like, nah. I wish we could have seen like Photon be able to. Well, I think there's a name.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Photon, like do something with that, or
you ain't want to play no game.
Minute battle or something. It was like a necklace. I was just like, nah, that ain't it.
I got you. Lamont, what you laughing at?
I'm laughing at Eman said Big Dog OneTake didn't want no games played.
I got you. Larry, what you think about that, man? The Ralph Boner reveal and all that. What you think? And the purple necklace.
It was a letdown. It was like it felt like okay. It felt like they were in the writer's room and they were trying to figure out how do we get out of this little mess that we put ourselves in. And this was the concocted garbage they came up with. It just was. It felt weak. It just felt weak, and they should have done something better with it.
I mean, you know, it could have been better. I wasn't disappointed about it. I kind of just blew it off real quick, like, okay, we moving on. It didn't affect me, you know. And that's just how I feel about it. What about you, Lamont?
I was a little affected. I'm not gonna lie, because when Monica went through the hex, they did the whole thing that we know that she's gonna become Spectrum. Or whatever Captain Ram, whatever they're going to do with her. Mm-hmm. And we saw that she had powers when she got hit by Wanda. And so to see that the only thing that my man had was speed. And in the opening scene when she tried to break for the window, he was able to take his finger, literally poke her, bop her in the chair. She's over there acting like that it hurt. After we know she just got these Spectrum powers. And then eventually she's able to take him down like the Karate Kid and rip a necklace off his face like Marvel. Come on, man.
Yeah, that was a bit inconsistent right there. Yeah. However, the speed tap didn't bother me because I'm just thinking that he has strength because he's so fast. You know, so that didn't bother me. But the judo throw or whatever that was, I'm just like, I feel like he could have got out of that.
Yes,
that did especially if he's fast. He could have been moving before she even got him to the ground. I would have really liked to see a battle between those two and had Wiccan and Speed come and help her defeat him. That would have been dope.
But the thing is, she don't need Wiccan and Speed to come help her. I'm telling y'all, she will.
I know she's powerful, but she's not fully aware of all of her powers yet. So it would have been great to have those.
That's exactly what I was going to say.
There and do it.
Okay, right. If that's the premise,
right.
It would have been a situation where she like figured out her powers toward the end of the fight after like Pietro got like the upper hand on all three of them. That's when she discovered her powers and ability.
Okay. I do agree. Now, guys, I've been knowing this for quite some time that you know the Runaways and the Netflix shows and Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. was not canon. But I think it's completely official now that, you know, that's not canon anymore because we actually have the official Darkhold right here that they revealed. And my goodness gracious, I mean, this right here is a crazy book. You know, we see Agatha up there pulling it out, and you know, and she telling her like, "Hey, you know who?" And what's funny to me, Agatha, what's up? Go ahead.
I was gonna say, can I just make a comment about Pietro real quick?
Oh yeah, go ahead. Go ahead about the Pietro.
Just real fast. I think this needs to be a lesson learned, right? Because the moment he was introduced, what was that, episode 5? I was telling, like, first of all, I was excited like everybody else, but I was telling people to pump their brakes because there was no confirmation that he came from another universe, that he never made a mention about X-Men or anything. That was all from us, from fans, from people, just because there was that meta joke that we knew he was Evan Peters from that other universe. So that's not Marvel's fault that we were impatient to wait for actual confirmation. It's kind of like if they throw Patrick Stewart in there right now, that doesn't make him Professor X until he says, "Hi, I'm Professor X." You see what I'm saying? So that's what like we have to, you know. So I get the fact that they trolled us, but at the same time, we have to kind of be vigilant. We have to be diligent to just kind of make sure and be like, hold on now, before we jump on this, let's wait for confirmation. And a lot of us didn't. And the show went out of their way to show you this dude is Ralph. Okay, this is not him. And I think the good news I could give some people, because I know some people are like, no, we want Pietro, whatever, from X-Men. This Ralph Boner could probably just be the MCU version of the X-Men universe's Quicksilver. So he still exists, but in the 616, in this universe, he's Ralph Boner. If that makes sense.
It makes for me, of course, makes perfect sense.
So I'm just saying, you don't have to give up hope, but like, this is just proof that we need to wait for confirmation. Just like with the Darkhold, we didn't know that it was actually the Darkhold until she said it was, because it didn't look like the Runaways or Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., and we know those are not canon. It's not canon until they say it. So we just have to be patient and wait.
Right on. Now, I hear you, man, and I got 109 people. If everybody can hit that thumbs up, hit the thumbs up, hit the thumbs up button, it will really help me out, and it's free. So, like we're talking about this Darkhold right here. Now, when I first saw the Darkhold, I was like, okay, that's just a picture of WandaVision, you know, as Scarlet Witch. Hey, but after a few more viewings,
back up there.
What's up?
Can you put that Darkhold picture back up there?
Yeah.
You know what that looks like over there on the left side?
What does that look like?
It looks like a super chat button.
So,
I'm just saying, if y'all want to hit it, you know, get your Darkhold super chat button going.
Darkhold super chat button. I appreciate that, Larry. Thank you so much. But I was initially I was thinking on the right, I was like, okay, that's Scarlet Witch. I mean, Wanda as she turns into Scarlet Witch. But after further examination, I think it's this guy right here, Chthon. And I think that's what it just looks like it to me. And Lamont is always talking about this guy right here. Chthon is an elder god and archdemon that resides in a nether dimension adjacent to the earthly plane. He is responsible for the creation of witches, werewolves, and vampires, and is portrayed as the equivalent of the prime devil that predates the Judeo-Christian teachings. Now, Lamont, I'm gonna come to you, man. Why don't you go ahead and expand a little bit more on who Chthon is, so we can. Eman, you look like you're trying to pop into the chat again. Are you? Okay.
Got two of them. He's straight from Marvel.
There we go. Is that?
That's a better one. I want to do a little double vision myself.
Already. My fault.
Better connection.
Right on. But yeah, Lamont, go ahead and expand on who this gentleman right here is, Chthon, and what he's capable of, how he's connected to the Darkhold and Scarlet Witch.
I mean, this is one of the most powerful gods in the MCU. He's connected to that Darkhold via enchantment. He created all this stuff. Later on, he gets sealed up by a bunch of witches, realizing that his powers is going too crazy. He can be unenchanted with the Darkhold and being in a room where you've got those things on the side of the wall that Wanda constructed to reverse Agatha the Harkness's power. And this guy has been in these battles where he's taken on Hulk, beat that ass. He's taken on Mephisto, beat that ass. He's also been in a battle with Galactus. Now he ain't beat that ass.
Okay.
He ain't beat that ass, but it was a battle tooth and nail. And he also can take on the form of a human. So he comes back in the form of a human man when he's fighting the Hulk and the Avengers. And he was enchanted from some witches during that era. And I can't wait to see where they go with him. If they bring him into the MCU now, I don't see how you bring in, well, I guess, let me take that back. They introduced the backstory to Agatha the Harkness. You could easily piggyback a little more into that story and do kind of a soft rebooting to bring in Chthon's backstory.
Yeah.
But in order to bring in someone that powerful, B. Avery, you've got to give him more of a story. You got to give him more of a story.
Right on, right on. And let me go ahead and address this real quick.
What a money reside, what a money reside, what a money reside, what a.
Thank you so much, Exquisite Corliss, for the super chat of $25. Stay work, or I don't know if that's Stellar Work, hashtag ADOS. Already. Thank you so much for the super chat. I really do appreciate that. You are keeping my channel alive. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. And again, guys, I got 109 people. If y'all can all hit the thumbs up button, I would really appreciate that. And Lamont, I appreciate that breakdown, man. And you're really getting me excited about Chthon because I personally didn't. I mean, I know Marvel, but I don't know everything. You know what I'm saying? So I'm liking that I'm learning from you and learning from all y'all. And so I'm and just to kind of further what he was saying, a little bit that I've known is like they've said that Wanda's magic in this is chaos magic for Wanda. I mean, from Agatha. And Chthon apparently is the god of chaos, and I believe he's the one that wrote the Darkhold.
Yep.
So I mean, if it's the book is that badass, and he wrote the book, I'm thinking that's where Ghost Rider and Blade and Vampire is going to come from too. So I think it's very important that we start paying attention to this guy right here. And the thing is, I don't even want to see him in the next movie or whatever. They can just take their time. You know what I'm saying? They can have him in WandaVision 4, Doctor Strange 4. You know what I'm saying? I can wait.
Don't put your hopes on it. Like right now we speculating. And I don't think that's the thing. Like, this is how people get sent off. Speculation.
Bring it down.
Exactly.
Even with what Eman is saying, I'm with Eman because literally they could use everything we said about Chthon and make it Mephisto.
Exactly. Literally. They can change every single thing, put it on Mephisto.
Mephisto.
And we'll be, comic fans will be like, oh, that's really Chthon. What are y'all doing? But the MCU will use inspiration and they will put it on a different character. Maybe they'll do the same character. Who knows? But that's just your background comic knowledge so that if something happens, you can be like, oh, I remember hearing something like that. But so we don't know if it's gonna be Chthon or not. It might be. But everything Lamont just said was definitely on point as far as like the background, but we just have to wait to see how the MCU is gonna tell it. Because maybe for them, they like, man, Chthon is too scary. We can't merchandise it, so we got to go with something cuter. Or Dormammu, something more.
I think that's he hit the nail when he talked about Dormammu, because in the comics you had Ghost Rider doing stuff with pretty much each one of them. He had Ghost Rider doing stuff with Mephisto, with Chthon, but in the last iterations of cartoons, we've seen Ghost Rider being enchanted by Dormammu.
Right.
And so I wouldn't be mad if the MCU went with any direction with any of those guys with the Darkhold. It wouldn't upset me as a comic book lover and as an MCU fan. I wouldn't be upset either way they go.
Yeah. They're gonna reshuffle things. So
I personally think that would be a horrible idea if they just use one character to inspire the other. I think they should take, like, I agree, they should take their time. We should wait, be patient, and just shouldn't rush and speculate too much. But I mean, they need to go through. There's no reason why they can't go through every character in this book and have them on screen in some way. I take your time. You can go through the next 50 years. There's no reason you have to rush. So I mean, it's gonna sell. I just, so don't just combine. I mean, that's just how I feel personally. I don't want them combining characters. Just take your time, let it develop over time, and give us a little bit of everything. One take, what you think?
Listen, right now I am a student. Okay, Because my Marvel knowledge is not as vast as y'all's. So right now, I'm just soaking everything in and kind of just nitpicking not nitpicking, but like pinching off what I might need to know later on down the road. So right now, I'm just soaking stuff in. I'm a sponge right now.
Okay, and Larry, I'm gonna go ahead and give you one because I kind of agree with something that you said on Friday. Now I didn't agree with you at first, but how you were saying when they was having the Vision versus Vision fights, and like I think during these scenes where I heard the effects didn't look as good. You know, when I went back a few times and watched it, I was like, yeah, I kind of think I agree with Larry. It didn't look bad, but I think I understand what you're
lower budget than you're used to with Marvel stuff.
Yeah, I got you.
Go ahead, one take.
It just didn't look as good as like the other stuff we had seen before, and so it's like kind of threw y'all.
I think that's what Larry was saying. He was saying the previous episodes, it looked really, really good. And then all of a sudden you get to the finale and it's like, who did it and for what? Is what the way I interpreted the way Larry was saying it.
It did. It honestly, it felt like they ran out of money. That's really what it looked like. It looked like they ran out of money and didn't have enough to put on screen. And so they didn't. They couldn't.
I can give you that. I'll also just go ahead and say still though, and I think y'all may agree that I think this was still a great start to the MCU Disney shows. You know, I mean, I'll say that. But one of the things, One Take Big Dog, you know, you weren't that impressed with the action, but you was with the story. So was I. And this right here was just one of the best scenes in the season finale to me. When Agatha was talking about, hey, Wanda, these are your meat puppets. I just cut the strings. This was crazy. This was crazy. She was like, daughter. She's like, no, my name is Sarah. I mean, she is pleading with Wanda's like, I got a daughter. Can you please just let her out the room?
Come on,
you know,
man.
she was, you know, just saying like, man, you know, if you're okay with that storyline, my daughter can play with your son. You know, your sons can play with my daughter. I was just like, damn. That is crazy. And then, you know, Wanda, you know, she cut the strings and everybody coming through. Like, well, shout out to Herb. You know what I'm saying? I want him to get his own show too. You know, we got the 70s show lady. I like her, and everybody tripping. Everybody's tripping. Everybody's like, okay, what the hell is going on? And Wanda is not wanting to listen to nobody. I love that. I don't think I have the image, but the 70s show lady was like, you know, hey. If you're not gonna let us free, just let us die.
Let her go. You mean to tell me she shouldn't be locked up for that? Come on now.
Lock up.
Yeah.
Lock her up.
Lock her up. I'm locked up.
Go ahead, Larry.
I don't think she needs to be locked. She needs to be trained. I don't think we know she didn't do that on purpose. We know she didn't create that on purpose.
What?
It don't matter.
It doesn't matter.
What are you
talking about? She didn't do it on purpose. She didn't even understand how she did it.
It got
done. She may have continued it once it started, but she didn't do it she didn't start it on purpose. And I think she just needs to be trained.
Larry,
she does need to be trained.
Larry, she kidnaps you and takes away your free will. Once you get out, you thinking to yourself, you know what? I understand where you were coming from.
I'll tell you what I would do. I'll tell you what I would do if that happened. Hold on. This is what I would do. I would get the hell up out the hex when she told me I could have left. I wouldn't have stuck around and went and changed my clothes and came back. I would have been gone. Why are all them damn people still there when she said you can leave, get on, and then they still there?
They gotta pack. They gotta go get their kids. They gotta.
That was a long run.
I would have been gone out that piece.
It was a long run to get to the exit.
Let me just say.
They all went and took showers and changed their clothes and came back. I'm like, come on, y'all.
When we look at the judicial system, is there not something called involuntary manslaughter?
Right. Absolutely.
Is that not a thing?
When you're dealing with superheroes?
No. The point is that it's not about your intentions. As I'm saying in my video right now. Actions speak louder than words, but actions also speak louder than intentions. It doesn't matter what you thought or what you wanted to do or whatever. It's about what you did. And what you did was actually torture people mentally, emotionally, just physically when she allowed them to sleep. Like, what kind of quantum? Like, what?
I don't even know why I'm arguing with you guys. You guys still think that Killmonger was the villain.
Come
on, man. We know.
Hold on. No. I think Killmonger was a hero.
Thank you, Lamont.
I still know that Wanda should be locked up.
Thank you.
Wanda needs accountability. Wanda needs accountability.
Okay, accountability, yes. Accountability, yes.
Matter. It doesn't matter if she didn't know what was going on or whatever. Nope. Here's the thing. What was it? What did they do? What was all Civil War about? Civil War was about reining in the Avengers. It didn't matter what they wanted to do. Didn't matter what they did. They saved some people, but they also killed some folks too.
It was about accountability.
Led to people actually dying. And that's why the Sokovia Accords are a thing. Because they was like, yo, we can't let y'all just be running wild, doing whatever you want. Yeah, thanks for saving the universe, by the way. But you still killed folks. You were still responsible for other issues.
How many people would have died if they hadn't done? So they killed a few people in a building because she blew up a building. But how many people would have died if she had not? If they had not?
Okay, Hayward. So let me ask
you. Thank you so much, MBB Artist, $20. Honestly, I'm here for more dark R-rated content in the MCU. They could have made WandaVision a little darker. They could have, but
they still want the family.
Yeah, I'm still cool with the tone. But hey, I hear you, man, and thank you so much for the super chat. Thank you so much.
Mr. Lamont Tyson super chat up there too.
No, we got.
You got it.
Yeah, and Lamont, thank you so much, my brother.
Hey, this was actually kind of dark though.
Thank you.
It was.
The fact that somebody in a Marvel Disney thing say, "Yo, can you just let us die?" I was like, "Oh my god!" Like y'all really are getting dark with this stuff.
They're looking like
or the choking of the kids.
As soon as they woke me up, I would have been like Carl Lewis heading out the hex when she said you can go.
Let me ask you this,
but hold on, if we're gonna talk about going dark. My man Hayward was straight up shooting kids.
Yeah,
I mean, if them kids was a person,
he didn't have.
Okay, now we're gonna go back to the Magic Negro argument.
That's a whole nother.
That's problematic.
That boy, Lord.
Yeah, I'm sitting here like, why are you jumping in front of these kids?
Yeah,
thank you.
Why? You don't even know these kids? Like, what are you doing?
You ain't even had your own children.
Oh my god!
I mean, there are some people on this panel that would love to give you some sperm, to give you some kids you ain't had yet.
Yeah, but hold on. I want to get there. I want to get there, but this is just funny to me. I call this like the Super Saiyan Force choke.
Oh my god!
I'm thinking about. So yeah, she does need to be held accountable. But God, I really do like the effects right here.
I did too.
When other parts. I remember seeing this for the first time and I was like, wow, this looks good. This looks amazing. You know, I always trip out right here, but I like they didn't have enough time to run out of there. So that was kind of inconsistent. They were so far away on foot. But I liked all of this. I liked the Vision versus Vision thing, fighting them in the sky. It reminded me of Dragon Ball Z. I liked that they had different colored beams or whatever. And the beam struggles, man, it's just badass to me. You know, that just brings me back to my childhood right there. It just looks so good.
Sounds like you're having beam envy.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. But I also like this right here, man. This was cool.
You know what they could do with this? They could make Legos out of this. They could have like Vision and Speed and Wiccan Lego set.
I was thinking a puzzle.
I bet that's already in the works.
Yeah, or a puzzle, like a 3D puzzle. Yeah,
it's gotta be.
It's probably already in the works.
I'm sorry, baby. Go ahead, man. I mean to cut you off.
No, you good. We're talking about the pictures I'm putting up. That's what I'm trying to do. But one of the things that Agatha said during this scene right here that was intriguing to me is, she said that Wanda, once a spell is cast, it can't be changed.
Yep.
And Wanda has no experience whatsoever. So to me, that implies like, okay, I know that you did this spontaneous combustion on accident, but if you had the knowledge that I had, you could have made this thing so much better because your fake children creations are attached to this. One cannot live without the other. So I'm just thinking of like all of the things that could have happened or how much better this hex could have been. Mm-hmm. You know, they wouldn't have been in this predicament if Wanda would have had more experience.
Remind me after this, that definition That rule with magic, I believe, explains the final post-credit scene.
Yeah.
So when we get there, remind me, and I'll let you know how it connects.
Right on.
See, this is the thing that didn't make any sense to me when she's talking about once the spell's cast, it can't be undone. I'm thinking to myself,
no. She said it can't be changed. It can't be changed.
But we were watching it change. We were watching her dismantle the hex in front of our eyes.
That's taking it down, but changing a structure, like what the instructions or what it's programmed to do, can't be changed. Like
you could turn it on or off, but you can't alter what it does.
Okay, so you're saying if she wanted to make another hex, she just needs to do a different spell.
Right.
Yeah. Right. And I may be jumping ahead, but like the post-credit scene, right? She's learning all this stuff about the Darkhold, but she doesn't know the basics and then the fundamentals. You know what I'm saying? So she may be able to do some tricks here and there, but it's not going to be a full optimization because she just doesn't have that foundation, that training like Doctor Strange went through when he was coming up in his movie, or the hundreds of years that Agatha had. Because when Agatha was putting her little magical time out, she was like, "You're going to need me." Yeah. Plus, that's from the comics anyway. Yeah, to my understanding. Yeah. And so and what all that just summed up is I'm just really feeling all of that right there. But yeah, we can go ahead and move on to the magical Negro part, because y'all, I like what before actually no, I'm going too fast. In the first Avengers film, one of the most iconic moments in 2012 was when the Avengers was back to back and they did the 360-degree circle. Badass. I like the writing as well, because they're not just doing that for a superhero moment. They actually had a reason for doing that, because they were surrounded by the Chitauri. Same thing right here. I mean, they were surrounded by Agatha, White Vision, and the military. And it's just a badass moment. I mean, some people out there may think it's corny, but I think it's badass. You know what I'm saying? Them just kind of just standing back to back. But just stepping away. I mean, y'all have any comments on that?
No, I enjoyed it. The only comment I got is I got to get ready to go. Someone is looking at me like I'm their superhero in hell. I guess I am.
Okay. All right. Well, Lamont, I do appreciate you being here, my brother. I know the Overlord is taking over. Before you go, is there anything special going on your channel that you want to tell to the people real quick?
People, we continue to bring the same showcase we do every week. We're covering comics. We're covering quote unquote black themed topics. We're doing black themed shows. And we're helping you guys get those life gains in the stock market week to week. Matter of fact, tomorrow night, some of the guests on this same panel will be on my live stream at 9 p.m. to discuss a hot take we all have about coming to America too. So you don't want to miss that.
Right on. That's tomorrow, 9 p.m. Eastern, 8
9 p.m. Eastern. And B. Avery needs $100 super chat. And with that, I'm out of here. Good night, fellas.
All right, man. Appreciate it, bro. Thank you so much. And just to let you know, guys, there is a link to his channel down in the description box, and you can also head over to the channel tab. Anybody else have any comments on the group photo, or the group of the, what am I trying to say right here? This right here.
The Incredibles?
Man, Larry, I got me up, bro.
That's pretty much what it was.
Yeah. But she'll partake in power. I like that effect. But one take, again, you was talking about the story, and I do love the story in this, man. And the dialogue. Something that just kind of blew me away was the discussion that Vision was having, in the middle of their fight about the ship of Theseus. That was just badass to me. You see at the bottom, but I am not the true Vision, only a conditional vision. And they just started chopping it up. And I request elaboration. How did you feel about this scene right here, man? Did it stand out to you, or did it do nothing for you at all?
I thought the scene was actually really good, because I wasn't expecting it. You're expecting them to just keep fighting constantly, but they never just stopped and said, "Hey, man, what exactly are we fighting for? What exactly is your programming?" And once she tells them, it's like, well, here's the thing, brother. I'm not who you think I am. And like, we're actually a lot more similar than you realize. I didn't expect the show to actually go that route. And I really appreciate it for taking that chance, because I think most people, once you get into those big battles, you want to see people just punching each other. And for the majority, that's what they were doing. But when you actually get down to the nitty gritty and they just break it down, the whole point behind them fighting, it's pretty meaningless. And you get why the fighting ceased.
Right on. Larry, what you got, man? What you think?
Well, there was a little bit in this scene that I don't think I've heard anybody mention yet, which I think was a little bit where we were seeing White Vision already starting to get his humanity, because in that moment when he said, "I request elaboration," and the conditional vision went up to touch him, he repelled back just slightly in like a little tense of fear.
Right.
And fear is a human emotion. That's a human reaction. That's not something that a robot would do. You know. True. And so you can see that humanity was already starting to kick in on him a little bit. So I thought that was cool. And I wasn't really sure where he went, but my initial thought was, oh, conditional vision just convinced him to kill himself because his directive was to destroy Vision. And if he convinced dude that he's the real Vision, his only real option is to destroy himself. So, I don't know what you call it, robot side, synthesized. Something. I mean, but that's what I took out of it. So
yeah,
what you got, E-Man?
Look, I actually really liked the scene just because it was very consistent with Vision. Like everything we saw was exactly a repeat of what happened in Age of Ultron. So when he was going against Ultron in that final matchup, he also tried to use logic and reasoning to talk to Ultron, but Ultron wasn't trying to have that. He was, he was the aggressor and was like, nah, forget that. So, Vision had to put him down. So in this case, because logic and reasoning is within Vision's, capability, like that's what this man goes off of. When Vision knows Vision best. So he used the thing that would disarm him the best, which is, again, logic and reasoning. So to me, it just made a lot of sense. It was very consistent. And I thought it was a really cool way to stop this and still keep it very MCU and true to the character.
Right on. And as you see, he trusted him. More of a human thing, like he was saying, all of y'all. And it changed back colors and, his eyes changed too. I was kind of wondering, I'm like, the only thing that doesn't make him more Vision now is the color and the Mind Stone, which he did mention. I was kind of thinking, what if both Visions combined at that point in time? That would be the closest thing. He just kind of flew off. But and I like that, Marvel can just put him in White Vision in their back pocket and bring him back in the MCU whenever they want. It can be next episode. It could be 5 years from now. He can go be meditating on Pluto or something for all we know. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So I kind of like that there. But let's go ahead and get this out of the way, because I think we may all agree this crap pissed me off, man. I was like, what the hell are we doing? This is ridiculous. I mean, it was a nice effect with the eyes, and that was cool and all. And I like the effects and stuff. That's cool. But come on now, lady. I mean, I'm rooting for you, but you don't know these kids. They fake. And the thing is, it would be different if she knew she was gonna survive. But I don't think she knew, because she wouldn't experience with her power. So you sacrificing yourself for some white Phantom kids is annoying. If anybody want to comment, you can, but that did rub me the wrong way. What y'all got?
I mean, you're talking about more of the Hollywood magic Negro stuff. I mean, it's like she's about to sacrifice herself for some kids that don't even really exist. Right. They're not even real. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, it is what it is, man.
It was. I don't even think I thought about it like that. It was just kind of. Was that even necessary? It was just like the fact that it wasn't necessary, because like one can control stuff with his mind, the other one has super speed. The only person in this scenario who might get hurt, also they don't exist. The only person in this scenario who might actually get hurt is you. Right. I see it. I see it. Wanda molded those kids from other kids that were actually, that were trapped in the X. Yeah, maybe you trying to save some actual kids, but they aren't. Like,
right. He came through with the powers too. That was kind of cool. Eman, you got anything on that? Or?
I mean, look, I'll give you just the counter argument. I hear both, all of y'all for sure. But for the sake of the narrative, I mean, Monica believes that everything in the hex is real. So I think for her, she was just kind of like, yo, you about to shoot some kids, like white, black, whatever. That's just effed up that you about to shoot some kids,
right?
At this point. Now, I agree. I don't know what made her think. I don't know what made her think that was the case, that she could survive that. That might have been just her heroic, instincts of a superhero kicking in, because that's classic Marvel right there, like Steve Rogers jumping on a grenade or whatever. But yeah, she does believe that they're real. She told that to Hayward a couple episodes where she was like, no. Everything, Wanda creates in the hex is real. And, so for her, I think it was just more simple. She saw some kids that was about to get shot. It was just kind of messed up. And she's that hero, a hero in the making, where she will jump in, on the grenade, so to speak. Sorry.
Here's the thing, though. Here's the thing, Eman. I get what you're saying from inside of their mind, inside of Monica's mind as the character. I understand why she would want to go and protect the kids. She thinks they're real. And that's what you do. If I saw some little white kid about to get hurt, I'm going to pull him to safety if I can. I'm not thinking about this as a white kid and I'm putting my black life at risk. I would just help them. But as a filmmaker, and I'm looking at this, I'm thinking to myself, why does it have to be more of this black people getting ready to sacrifice themselves for white folks?
Well, the difference is you'd be a black filmmaker. We didn't have a black filmmaker making this. So I think your perspective is warranted. That's what I'm saying. I hear all of y'all. If it was me, I would have found a different way to showcase her powers and stuff. You know what I'm saying? But
it makes me wonder how many times is Falcon gonna save Bucky.
We will see.
We will
see.
Hey, I want to see Bucky be a real ally, because if we know race is gonna be an issue, I want to see my man speak up. Because if he quiet, I
want to see somebody say something to Falcon and Bucky just bust him in the mouth and say something again. Say something.
I'm here for it.
That's not my Captain America. Bow.
Yeah.
Vibranium arm.
I'm liking the energy. But something I thought was cool was this line of dialogue right here. There'll always be torches and pitchforks for ladies like us, Wanda. That's kind of, I think, Wanda more of Agatha, just kind of extending the olive branch, like, we can work together, even though she went about it the completely wrong way. And Wanda did kind of show some humanity here, trying to save them. So that just kind of stood out to me. But she also took it back to Age of Ultron, where she playing with people's minds and stuff like this, and they go back
straight Naruto, that Genjutsu.
Yeah. And so did they, I mean, anybody, one take, I mean, was you feeling this trip back to Salem, and this power isn't your problem? It's not I think that was my favorite line in the whole series, to be honest with you. I just love that concept right there. But what y'all got on that?
Yeah, I think that's a good line, simply because of the fact that we established, Agatha pretty much established earlier, that Wanda is definitely stronger than her, but strength is only a part of the equation. Like, if you don't know how to use that, it means nothing. Like, I mean, strength in the hands of a fool means nothing, So I like Agatha a whole bunch, because she always would drop, like, they gave her some of the best lines. She would always drop a gem here and there. It's just her only issue was, I think you said it, but she kind of went about it the wrong way. Like, that was an easier way for you to get this chick on your side.
You didn't have to kidnap a kid. She could have just asked her, like, hey, let me teach you. She's going to choke them out. But
she going to go to the extreme.
Larry, what you got, man?
Yeah, I mean, I like that because it really speaks to Wanda's entire story arc so far, I think, in the MCU. Because, I mean, this even goes back to, to like the scene where she's cowering sort of in fear and uncertainty, and Hawkeye tells her, get up, do it. Either if you get up and go out there, you're an Avenger, you're with us, or stay here if you want to. If you want to be afraid, stay here and just cower in fear. But if you get up, you're an Avenger. And I think that was that whole thing. Yeah, it's like this whole thing. She has the power. Everybody who knows her and seen her knows she has the power. She just doesn't have the knowledge to control it yet. And so I think it just that line just played into all of her whole story arc across so far, and it led us right in to the post-credit scene that we were able to see, which was really kind of awesome.
We're gonna get that and tying that in, man. Like I like how they're making stuff comic book accurate with the magic crowns and stuff. And again, she powering up and all that. Eman, what you got about this trip back to Salem with the crown and the knowledge?
I mean, you know, yeah. I mean, like I like the fact that she was trying different things. You know, I mean, if you noticed, Wanda was showing you that she was learning as she went. This was the first time we ever saw Wanda disappear and teleport, you know, and she learned that because Agatha did it a couple minutes earlier, you know, so she was quick to start learning and picking up things along the way, which I think, you know, is a testament to her as a character. Like she's a quick learner, clearly.
Same with the runes.
Same. And then, of course, you know, with the big thing with the runes, you know, so I definitely like the fact that they showed that she could develop. But yeah, I mean, you know, when y'all was talking about Agatha doing it the wrong way, I mean, she does the classic villain trope, which is she talked too much. You know, if Agatha would have been quiet, Wanda would have been done. You know, like that would have been it. So, but she kept talking and talking, and you just don't know as much as me. And these are runes; they protect you. And like she talked too much,
right? And perfect segue, because one of the things I was talking about earlier is how I like the effects in this episode, and this was just crazy. It just looked great, you know. And she trying to take all the power, and Wanda hitting them home with the stance, like the Heisman right there a little bit, you know. But I was feeling all this, man, and I was kind of wondering, like, man, what is going on? You know, Wanda's missing, Agatha taking all of her powers. I'm just like, what's going to happen here? You know, and that's when she says, you know, once you cast a spell, it can never be changed. I'm sorry. And so, you know, that's just all cool in the game right there. And she was like, you know, this world will always be broken. You could have did it a lot better. You could have had a better world, but you don't know what you're doing. You know what I'm saying? But you know, she got a little too cocky, man. And you know, she found out that she can't do her magic no more, and Wanda started set tripping, throwing up them sets, talking about, hey, I know how to do the runes too, you know, and Agatha like, oh no.
Which side?
Yeah. what the hell did I do? And it's just like, damn, you know, I'm a little bit too big for my britches, you know what I'm saying? And then, you know, she throwing it back in her face, and this is just dope to me right here. And
I feel like Wanda needs to go up in space and just go ahead and drop some of those runes all over, just around the entire globe.
Man, she may do that, man, but I love this scene right here, man. One Take Big Dog, what you got, man, of her finally, you know, creating the runes, throwing up her sets, you know what I'm saying, becoming Scarlet Witch. You know,
up there gangbanging.
I gotta add, did this scene right here remind anybody else of Dark Phoenix?
Yes,
for sure.
Yeah,
like,
sure.
It felt so like I saw. One thing I saw was Sophie Turner, and it took me back to a place I was just, but like I love the comic accurate costume. Absolutely love that. And I did not when she was given her power, I'm like, what they gonna do to make it seem like this was she gonna have some more strength saved up, and Agatha gonna overload. Then you see the writings on the wall. I'm like, oh, this is something they showed us earlier. This was very smart. So I loved it.
My other thing is, like, we just talked about her being a fast learner, but I was like, damn, how did you learn it that quick? You know, they could have fleshed it out a little bit more. I wasn't completely. I mean, it was
she's
cool.
The Scarlet Witch. That's all. She's the Scarlet Witch.
I mean, she did it 15 minutes ago. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I mean, when she sees something one time,
I think that's it. Yeah, I think that's. I mean, look, she doesn't need, but she doesn't need exactly right. Like some people could just pick it up And
it's like people play the piano by ear.
Yeah, she's born a natural. She's already a natural witch, and her powers are already amplified. So it's kind of like, it's not a stretch of an imagination that this clearly already overpowered being can just pick things up as they go.
Right on.
I want to know. I know a few years back, we kept seeing all these girls that were going around on Halloween dressed up like, Margot Robbie and
oh, this is next.
I want to know if we're gonna see a whole bunch of girls now looking busted back, wearing sweats and a half zipped hoodie.
They gonna remove the pants part. Once they remove the pants,
Y'all like this? Y'all like the costume though?
I love it.
I do.
I wanted it more red. It looks purple here to me.
I don't. You said
it's
that.
Scarlet.
I don't get it. It's perfect to me.
Hey, it looks very Magneto-ish.
Yeah,
that's
very Magneto-ish.
Side by side picture of her Magneto. Yeah,
I like the styling of it a lot, though. I do like the styling of it a lot. I just didn't like the color.
It's a nice modern look. I like it.
Yeah, it is, and this is where
it looks like something that would have been that they would have like the costume maker that created the ones for Valkyrie and Ragnarok.
It looked like people from Fox gave him a job and was like, "Hey, what you did for Apocalypse, just do that here."
Definitely like that.
You are now. You work for us now.
let me ask y'all this though. Because this maybe doesn't make sense to me. Is at this point right here, the hex is down. So shouldn't Agatha be able to use her magic again? Because the hex
isn't down.
Are you sure?
It's not down yet. Because remember, it's still shrinking.
You're right. I'm tripping. I made a boo-boo of myself. Okay, well, the hex is still up.
Didn't Wanda absorb her magic, and that's why Wanda had to basically let Agnes down? Because Agnes was...
That's something I wanted people to pay attention to. I put this in my breakdown too. Like, Wanda did something different. She stole all her magic, but I want to say she either stole her magic a different way than Agatha was taking magic. Because when you saw in the previous episodes, whenever Agatha would take magic, it would like drain the life force out of people. So I'm wondering, did she take her magic back, or did she take her magic and Agatha's magic back without taking her life force? Because again, Agatha's not shriveled up, but at the same time, she can't use her magic either. So Wanda did something different than what Agatha did before, but it was like, it's similar, but she did it better.
Right. I got you.
Now, when they explain that, I don't know, but I'm just observations.
Well, she's gonna be back. That was funny to me.
That was just great.
Yeah. So
you betcha.
Yeah, she'll be back, and I like the way they close things out. This was a very nice, sweet moment. I'm just like, it got to come to an end, and all that good stuff. And she's about to wipe her kids out of existence. Go to bed. You're gonna wake up to nothingness. You ain't gonna exist no more. That
scene right there, B. Avery, with the kids, it was a little distracting for me because there were some continuity issues with the kid and with the what's his name with Wiccan when he was sitting up, because like in one moment they would show him he's sitting up in bed, then they would cut to Wanda and Vision, and they would go back to the kids and he's laying down with his head on the pillow. They go back to WandaVision and they go back, and then he's sitting upright again. It was like they couldn't get his positions right. Where the other kid
leave him alone. Leave him alone.
I'll go back and look at it.
This is why people get paid tons of money to take Polaroids on set and make sure that people are in their proper positions the entire time, so you don't have those inconsistencies.
Is that how they do it for real?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm not gonna say you wrong, because you are right. But I'm just saying, leave it alone. Just leave it alone. Leave it alone.
That often bothers me as well.
Ain't nobody tripping because of the boy Wiccan.
So all y'all notice?
Ain't nobody tripping over that.
Okay.
But you're right. I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm just saying ain't nobody tripping over that.
But
that's that technical eye.
it was a beautiful scene, man. Because like this MCU, it's not just action. You know, you have some nice touching moments too. You know, like I felt sorry. I mean, even though she do need to be locked up in some capacity.
Oh, she does.
I felt sorry for her.
Fully.
I felt sorry for her, and I love the effects right here of showing the first person view of the Hex and them coming in, and you know, and then Vision slowly fading away, and then you know he's out of there. You know, so long, my daughter. I was like, damn, this is.
So let me ask you guys.
This is crazy.
Let me ask you guys. You keep saying that she needs to be locked up. Is she not, in a sense, locked up now? Did she not give herself a sense of self-imposed imprisonment by putting herself way away from society in this little cabin in the middle of the woods, away from other people?
First of all, she's out there because she's a fugitive. That is what she is. She is a fugitive from the law. But she escaped the crime scene. Okay, she escaped the crime scene.
Well, hold on. It's coming up before we get there.
Yeah, we'll get there.
You know, I this was dope. You know, y'all don't gotta come. Yeah, this was a wonderful moment. You know, and you know, and then she's back to reality. Now, something that just really bothered me, and I think
before you go to that bothered thing, because you brought up that picture, I want to ask you a question about this.
This one right here?
No, the one before that.
This one?
Yeah, that one. When she was talking about when Vision asked her, "What are you?" and she said, "You're the piece of the Mind Stone that lives inside of me, and then you're my grief and all this other stuff."
Yeah.
You're my sadness and my hope.
Because was Wanda able to, because she has Mind Stone energy in her that she maybe absorbed and didn't realize it, is she then able to create another Mind Stone?
Yes. So wait. What? That's too much. Too fast. Pull it back. What ended up happening in that scene? Because you have to also go back and look at the creation scene when she was creating him, right? So it's actually two phenomenons of magic going on here, or powers, or energy. So yes, she has the Mind Stone energy within her, right? And what he's actually a manifestation of her mind memory of Vision. That's why he's yellow, because he is basically a mind creation. However, it is the chaos magic, the red stuff, that made him a creation, because as we've been told, the Scarlet Witch is a being possible of creation. So it's kind of like a combination of things. Because she can create, and because she has that yellow Mind Stone energy, he's a fusion of all of that put together.
Right.
And that's why you have those two colors coming together.
Because she can create, and she has the Mind Stone energy, can she create a new Mind Stone?
I mean, at this point, it's kind of like, I would say, if she finally learns her full extent of power, it's possible. But I would say in this current state, probably not, only because that would make her even way too OP.
Man.
Because I mean, the Mind Stone, you're thinking about the Mind Stone, any of the Infinity Stones, they are the essence of whatever that thing is. You know what I'm saying? So now it's kind of like, now you're getting into a philosophical chicken and the egg type of thing. Like, well, who came first? You know, time or the the created being? You know, to be created, there has to be a beginning. But if there's a beginning, then that means there's time. Like, you're getting into way deep philosophical things. And I think that's too much for the MCU, and it's probably too much for viewers to take in. So I'm gonna say no, but I think she can make maybe the energy, because that's what we saw. That's what powered up the White Vision, was the energy from the Mind Stone. But I don't think she could just go create Infinity Stones. That's just that would destroy the world.
I thought what created the White Vision was Wanda's energy that they pulled off that Stark.
Same thing.
No, but they had the red energy on the Stark thing. That was her chaos magic energy.
It's all the same thing.
It's
all inside of her.
Okay.
Yeah. As far as that scene, that was my favorite scene of the entire episode. Like that. That's why I was talking about like the dramatic stuff and like the story element. That's where like I feel like it all came to a close in that moment, and that's why I was more taken to it, because we knew this moment was coming. Like even when they was on that road walking to the house, you knew, okay, this is this is probably gonna be it. Even though it kind of, I'm not gonna talk about it, but it's kind of weird that it jumped from like nighttime to daytime. But that's beside the point. But it just was. It was a proper goodbye to Vision, because we saw her give her his goodbyes to her in Infinity War, but this time she was actually able to like give hers to him.
I didn't even think about that, bro, because look, it's daytime. And then it's night, and then it's nighttime, and then when the heads go away, it's daytime.
It's that same time manipulation.
I didn't even realize that, man. But Zia Latrice said something funny, so I got to bring it up. Where's the comment? Y'all know who Vashawn is?
Oh gosh, Vashawn been taking over. He took over the whole internet.
That was funny. I just had to. Thank you very much, Zia Latrice. You know, I love her. But what I was saying, what happened after this, where Wanda comes to, it did kind of piss me off, because we got all the townspeople right here. My thing is, for me, it would have been better writing if all of them were afraid of her. Like, oh shit, we got to get the hell out of here.
They had it on their mind. Somebody wanted to punch her. They just like, I don't want to be the first person to get hit.
Well, first of all, who gonna step to her? Who gonna step to the Scarlet Witch?
That's what I'm saying. They should have ran away.
No. Y'all don't realize. Look, y'all got to look at the bigger picture here. What just happened was, in my opinion, the foundation of the discrimination and bigotry that we will eventually start seeing for mutants.
That's what I'm talking about.
So they needed to show this anger and resentment. And here's the thing: they've already shown this. They've shown this with what was it? Age of Ultron.
It sounds like we're in agreement with each other. That's what I'm saying. Like resentment. Yeah, I'm saying they resentment. Like they are afraid of her. Like this person is dangerous. Like these powerful beings.
I thought you meant like scared. Like ooh, like no, like the fear turns into bigotry.
Right.
The fear can turn into hatred.
Right.
It's always the underlying thing. Like you're always afraid of something before you like get angry or whatever or intolerant towards it. And yeah, what we're seeing here is like people like, man, screw that witch. You know what I'm saying? So
some of them look like they felt sorry for her. Some of them look angry, but some of them look like they were just like, oh, Wanda, especially like her right here.
I mean, Monica's the only one that feels sorry. I don't think anybody else did.
Does this make sense to y'all that they'll never know what you sacrificed for them?
It makes sense, but it's stupid.
Yeah, Larry, what you got, man? Yeah, it is kind of.
I don't think so. But I think that was the whole reason why Monica wanted to go back in, was because Monica was dealing with grief herself, and she was like, while everybody else was seeing Wanda as a villain, that she was doing something terrible to these people, Monica was saying, I don't think it's that. I think it's something bigger than that. I think in order to get to even though there's a problem, in order to solve the problem, we need to get to the core of the issue here, and the core of the issue is grief. And because she was dealing with grief herself in that moment, she was like, I understand what she's going through and I want to help her, And I think that's one of those things. It's like, let's be real. Monica Rambeau is a magic Negro through this whole thing. She was trying to help this crazy lunatic white lady throughout all of this, where she could have just been like, you know what? I think I'll go somewhere else. I think I'll go work for NASA or something, or go work for S.H.I.E.L.D. or whatever. Instead, she's staying with Sword. She's up there trying to help this woman. But I understand that at the same time, she's like, I empathize with her. It's not that I just have sympathy for you because Vision is dead or whatever. She's like, I lost my mom. I actually have empathy, and I want to try and help you. I want to try and help her, and I get why she was doing it.
Right on. One take. What you got, man?
I agree. I see why she was trying to help, because I understand the entire argument of like, hey, she was in a very tough spot, and given, I like what Monica said. She's like, given the opportunity, she would have brought her mama back. Yeah. I would do the same thing. It's not that doesn't mean I'm not wrong for doing it, because it's not just it's not just me that I'm affecting. If I decide to bring my mama back in my own home and we just chilling in there, that's fine. But when I have a town of 2,000 people, 3,000 people, also that's where the issue comes in at. And no matter, regardless of what you're going through in that moment, it's still the wrong thing to do. I said this a while ago. I think it was when I found out Wanda was the person behind everything. It doesn't matter if somebody sells drugs to feed their family. They get caught with them, they still going to jail. Regardless of your reasoning behind it, what you did was still wrong. You gotta suffer. You're supposed to suffer the consequences for it, but Wanda doesn't.
I think it goes back to like that old storytelling sort of trick that they do where they say, hey, if you can give a life, but that means also at the same time you have to take a life. It's that same sort of moral conundrum they like to put people in. And so, I mean, what if it was that way? What if it's like, yes, you can bring Vision back, but that means in order to do that, you have to create a world for him to live in because he can't live outside of it, you know? Or what happens if you can bring, you know, with Monica, you can bring your mom back, but that means if you bring your mom back, someone else is going to die. You don't know. It's going to be a random person around you. It could be anybody, but somebody's going to die so that you can bring back this life. Then you're stuck in this.
And if she did,
that's still wrong. That's still wrong. That's still wrong. That's still wrong.
Yeah,
that's the thing. Wrong. Like there's a false dilemma with that whole philosophical premise that like, well, should you save this to save that? No, the answer is they're both wrong. You know, and that's if you accept the notion that there's value in life. That's
what if you went to death row and then you brought back somebody back? What if you went to death row and surrounded yourself by nothing but bad people that are already going to be dead, and so you just bring back someone good and one of them die? Are you still in the same moral conundrum?
Yes, it's still wrong because a life is a life, and that's what I'm saying. It depends on if you think life in general matters. If life matters, if you're not God and you're not omniscient and you're not all-knowing, then it is wrong for you to be putting yourself in that position. And that's what Monica did here. I'm sorry, that's what Wanda did here. And actually, that's what Monica was talking about. If she was like, yeah, if I had the powers, I'd do it too. You still wrong, because at the end of the day, you're not letting nature take its course. Your mama died. It's sad. It's part of life. It's the circle of life. Was that nature? You know, that's what it was. Yeah, she had cancer.
Did she have cancer, or was it exposure to the core?
Well, we don't know any of that. So all we know is it was cancer. Yeah, you know, but look, at the end of the day, here's the other thing though. I think we are, especially with the townspeople, and I really like the fact that they left this the way it was, because they could have went the easy route and, you know, magically wiped everybody's minds and everybody would go back to their, you know, hunky-dory Pleasantville type of life. But instead they was like, nah, y'all gonna live with this. Right? The writers were like, y'all gonna live with this, because that's where the stakes really matter. And at the end of the day, you also have to think about this. Monica is talking from a privileged perspective because she has the position of not only knowing Wanda, but also going through her experience. That's a certain place of perspective. These townspeople were minding their own business, and all of a sudden they can't sleep. They can't eat. They out here putting up stuff. They arms tired and stuff. They can't see their children. They are mentally abused. They are physically abused. They are emotionally abused for nothing. For nothing. And it hurts. They're in pain. They wish that they would die. These are not things that you just shrug off because somebody had a bad day and they was in their feelings. That's not the same thing. I'm just sorry. You can't sit here and be like, oh, well, we understand now. It's all good now. Oh, you were grieving, girl? I understand. No, that's not how that works. These people were legit suffering.
I get it. I'm not saying what Wanda did was right. I get it. I'm saying I don't think what Wanda did was right. I just don't think what she did in the way that she did it makes her bad.
She was the antagonist.
She was the antagonist. But no. But to your point, it's about perspective. She's not an antagonist to us because we had the privilege of seeing her 9-episode arc and journey, so we can understand, and we know her background from the movies. The perspective of these people that ain't never messed with her, didn't know nothing, they're a villain to her. Yeah. It's kind of like this with Thanos. Thanos thought he was a hero. Thanos said, "Hey, the people that don't know anything." I'm just saying, the people that were had filled up bellies and stuff like that, they probably was like, "Man, this is cool." But the people that remember the slaughter, like Gamora, they look at him as like, "Nah, he's a monster." So it's all about perspective. That's what I'm saying. She's a villain to them, and it's justified for them because that's their experience. And if we got to be real, this is no different than how black folk look at police. Black folk are not looking at police, minorities in general too, are not looking at police like the heroic system that white America would like them to be portrayed as. Because it's all about perspective. It's the same unit, but it's two different sides looking at the same thing in two different ways. So that's what we're having here.
And just real quick, thank you for the super chat, Laney Womack. I'm gonna read the second part of that.
Hold on.
Shout out to Laney Womack.
I wasn't gonna read the first part, bro.
Listen, I am not at home. My friends have allowed me to come to their house, so it's all good.
What a money reside. What a
Hey man, once say you good, man, but you're good, bro. Like it is what it is. But also, Ralph Boner is Jimmy Woo's witness. Marvel wouldn't troll us. The band, I don't think. LOL.
I don't think that's him. I don't think that's him.
Yeah. Also, Ralph Boner. Yeah. I don't think that either.
I don't think so.
But I do appreciate the super chat. I'm gonna say trap. Super chat. Thank you. We working it out now, Larry. To your point, I will on Friday when we discuss this. I did say evil at first, and then I said villain, but I'll go ahead and change my label to antagonist.
Antagonist is good.
I think I'll die on the hill of she is the antagonist.
Yes.
But guys, let's go ahead and move on to this first mid-credit scene. So we got Wanda flirting with Jimmy, talking about authority looks good on you.
That was a flirt.
Down. A little bit.
Was it? Yeah, I think it was.
Yeah, she ain't checking for no Jimmy.
Come on, man.
What y'all think in the chat? Y'all think Wanda? Monica checking for Jimmy?
Monica like him green and pointy ears. She don't want no Jimmy.
But we got a scroll coming through, and he said, and at first on Friday, I forgot he said we were talking about Captain Marvel or Nick Fury, but he says he heard shoes been grounded, and the thing is why is Wanda smiling?
Because she gets to go up to space. She gets to go up to space.
Is the person is it Talos or is it Sam Jackson? Is it Fury?
It's probably Fury.
I think it's Fury.
Okay, Big Dog, what do you think? You think it's Talos or you think it's Fury?
Fury.
Okay, we're going with Nick Fury. Agents of S.W.O.R.D. Okay, so I think it's Fury too. And so we can go ahead and move on to the.
And by the way, that smile is the same smile she had as a kid when she was looking up into space because she wanted to go after Captain Marvel. So that's kind of like a homage to that.
Man. I mean, that's one hell of a catch. I'm hoping you had going at the same time or what, but that's one hell of a catch.
Right on. So we got this. We got the post-credit scene right now. She pulling the Incredible Hulk, going off into the where she should have built the hex from the beginning and left the people of Westview alone.
But that's not where Vision bought their house.
That is also true. That is true.
We're gonna go halfway on that.
Be all right.
I'll give you that. But she chilling on the porch. You know what I'm saying? Just chilling, and then she making her tea.
Wait, is it just me? Does it look like the same clothes that she was wearing when she was locked up with Hydra?
Yeah, it did. I was looking at that too. Like,
man, y'all are for real with these big catches, man. How the hell did y'all put that together? I didn't notice that at all.
They ain't got no Walmart out there, a Target, something.
Okay. But we found out in the back that she playing with this dark magic, man, this Darkhold, man. That that's what it looked like in the comics, and she shouldn't be doing this right here, man. And what the Darkhold, also known as the Book of Sins, is a fictional book appearing in American comic books published by Marvel Comics. The Darkhold has appeared in Marvel Cinematic Universe, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., blah, blah, y'all know that. But anyway, the Darkhold. I'm clicking the wrong button here. I'm not trying to delete it. I'm nervous, man, because she getting all this power, but she don't got no experience. So if I want to ask y'all, man, how do y'all think this is going to tie into this film right here? Doctor Strange, Multiverse of Madness. You know, what y'all got, you know, just a quick 30 seconds of what you think will be next, you know, in this series right here.
I think she's probably going to be cast as somewhat of the bad guy in this. And then she's going to have to, she's probably going to be somewhat the bad guy. Maybe she's going to have more power than she knows what to do with again. And maybe Doctor Strange isn't going to be able to stop her, but maybe he'll be able to help her stop herself.
Okay. OneTake, what you got, man?
Man, that's tough, because I don't think they would try to give her that villain type look again, considering the fact of what they did with WandaVision. I think it's just more of a powerful entity that affects her chaos magic or something, and her and Doctor Strange, you know, connect to stop it together, something like that.
Already, what you got, Eman?
I mean, I do go a little bit in depth. I mean, I'm still working on this breakdown. It's like 45 minutes long, so it's pretty long. And I do go into depth as to what I believe is going on, because there is some connection to what she's doing and to Doctor Strange. And you'll have to like go back and watch Doctor Strange to listen to how magic works. And if you understand how magic works, and if you can understand what's going on with the Darkhold, there's definitely a connection. But I'll just say, like, real quick, I think that she will probably be the inadvertent or the involuntary antagonist again, you know, where like it's the things that she's doing, probably with the best motives, because we heard the kids and everything. So maybe it's, hey, I just want my kids, you know, or whatever. And because of her actions, it's going to bring about the what the Darkhold said, saying that she's going to bring about the end of the world. So I think that's what's going to happen. Her actions are going to lead to some real devastating things that, you know, go on, whether she's a part of it, whether it's unconscious, whatever, we'll find out. But I think whatever it is, it'll be her fault.
Right on. I think I agree with most of you guys. I think she would be the involuntary villain again, and I'm here for it. I'm not tripping on any of that right there. So, hey, I'm here for it.
It's on one level with the again part, because I still think she was the protagonist in WandaVision.
Well, hey, we will see. I respectfully disagree.
Oh, nobody in Westview agree with Larry.
Right.
Nobody in Westview agrees with you. Nobody in the whole town agrees with you.
But guys, and so that is going to conclude the I got one little topic coming up next, but that will conclude the WandaVision season finale breakdown. I got a different thumbnail. I couldn't decide which one, but I'm showing y'all both of them because I worked on it. But anyway, that will conclude that right there. So thank y'all for tuning in for that. But I got one more quick topic I want to go to real quick. And last year in December, I believe, when Kevin Feige made the announcement at the Disney Investor Day, he gave us the bad news that they're not going to be recasting T'Challa in the MCU. And I was pretty frustrated about that. And so what I did, I had a live, and y'all can go check it out. And here was a thumbnail. It was called Recast T'Challa. And I had some of the family up here. It was myself, it was Larry, it was Eman, it was Sharronda, and it was a very entertaining, spirited conversation, you know. And you know, and I wanted to talk about it again because we have another brother that is on the panel today, actually right now, that's going to bring us to the second topic of the evening. And is Recast T'Challa Part 2.
Oh,
Recast T'Challa Part 2, right? And I have the report right here from the Wrap right here that somebody has put together. I wonder who it is. It says Marvel should recast T'Challa and the Black Panther to honor Chadwick Boseman. Guest blog, and oh my goodness, y'all. It is your boy Emmanuel Noisette right here. Eman with Eman Movie Reviews. We have him in the building. He was the guest writer on the Wrap, putting this together. He is fighting hard to get T'Challa recast. And he just goes off show like if Marvel kills off the character, it also kills off decades of future inspiring stories, especially for Black boys and writes Emmanuel Noisette. So there is a link of this article down in the description box, and I have a call to action. Look at your boy right there, smiling all big. I love it. You know what I'm saying? So there's a link down to it in the description box. You guys can go read that and share it. But E-Man, I'm coming to you first, of course, man.
Yes, sir.
I want you to go ahead and shine. This is your stage. The spotlight is on you. Promote this article, my brother. Tell us what it's about. Tell them why we should recast T'Challa. Talk about whatever you want on this topic. The floor is yours, sir. The floor is yours.
Well, let me first say that, you know, the passing of Chadwick was definitely, it hurt me, you know, professionally and personally. You know, Chadwick moved me to the point where, you know, as a critic, I was like geek just to, you know, interview this man. You know, the stuff that he did with Black Panther got me to go buy out a whole theater just to share it with my community and stuff. So a lot of the things that he did, you know, personally, and I mean, this man was going out and visiting sick kids and stuff while he had cancer and stuff. So he was just such an inspiration to me, that I just, you know, was really, really enamored by him. And when Marvel made that decision not to recast him, I was like, wait a minute, because it really does go against, I believe, a lot of things that not only Chadwick stands for, but the representation of the character of T'Challa. And here's I guess some people kind of miss this because some people's only experience with, you know, Black Panther is what they saw in the MCU. And I don't think a lot of people know the history of him. I don't think a lot of people understand what he means. When we talk about representation, you know, diversity, inclusion, that's who T'Challa is to mainstream comics. He was the very first leading Black character in mainstream comics. He wasn't a sidekick. He wasn't a magical Negro. He wasn't a supporting character. Matter of fact, he was the only, as of today, he's the only leading and main character in the MCU that's Black. That, like, everybody else is a supporting character or a sidekick. And my thing is, like, you know, I also took the time to go listen to Chadwick's interviews. I've listened to this man's speeches. I've listened to his friends and family and stuff. He's a big proponent of passing the baton to other people. He's a big proponent of believing. There's actually a text message he had with Roland Martin, where he told Martin, I want to say this was like a couple weeks before the brother passed. He was like, yo, the roles I take on are bigger than me. I want people to remember the roles and not me. So when I talk about recast T'Challa, I'm not talking about let's replace Chadwick Boseman. You can't do that. Chadwick Boseman is Chadwick Boseman. I'm talking about let's fulfill the role that this man put his blood, sweat, and tears into. He worked on building up T'Challa while he had cancer. And he wanted that role to keep elevating because that's why he signed on to Black Panther 3. And my thing is, like, you know, the best way to honor him is not to stop his work. Because what I would challenge anybody is, hey, how do you kill a legend? How do you stop a legend? By stopping their story, by no longer talking about them. I can ask anybody here today without Googling, who was the $6 million man? Who was the Bionic Man? Does anyone bring him up in casual conversation? If they don't, and they really don't, it's because the role hasn't been recast. The story hasn't been retold over years. And that's why I'm saying, let's recast T'Challa, no different than how we recast James Bond, Spider-Man, Batman, and all these other characters to keep him in the conversation. You keep his legend alive because we keep seeing other iterations, and we can, and guess what? For future generations to sit here and be like, oh man, look at this version of T'Challa. I remember the first T'Challa. You know, it was Chadwick Boseman. Don't nobody forget about Christopher Reeves. Why? Because Henry Cavill and other people have been taking on that role. And the other more important thing I should talk about, because I know sometimes people are like, man, I can't see nobody else instead of Chadwick Boseman. That's understandable. That's called emotional recency bias. I can't either. But as many fans, we're not casting directors. We're not Hollywood directors. We're not in that space. We are consumers, not producers, which means we don't believe things until we see it. It's not until we saw Heath Ledger as Joker that we was like, yo, he was dope. Because before that, my man was getting killed. They was like, bro, the dude from Knight's Tale, the dude from Brokeback Mountain, that's who y'all want for Joker? You know, so like for fans, we don't have that capacity because that's just not our perspective, and that's okay. So all I'm saying is let's get somebody super talented. Don't just get some random nobody. Put him in the role, and he's going to pick up that baton where he left off. And one other objection I should address, because people misinterpret what all this means, what recasting T'Challa means. It does not mean that Shuri or somebody else can't be Black Panther. It's not about the mantle. It has nothing to do with the mantle. Because if you want to talk about like, well, in the comics, this person had the mantle. In the comics, guess what? T'Challa was still there. T'Challa still existed. He might have been in a coma. He might have been off somewhere else, but the man still existed. And like you were talking about earlier, Brandon, about how Kevin Feige made that announcement, people are walking around with the false assumption, because it's an assumption, that he was only talking about Black Panther 2. No, he wasn't. Right. He didn't put a condition on that. He didn't say we're not going to recast for Black Panther 2. He said we're not recasting. That means it's not happening. That means they're going to either, well, I doubt they put him in the background like Paul Walker, but they're probably going to kill him off screen. And I don't think people understand how that's going to feel, because a lot of people are like, oh man, but can we wait, take some time to heal? Well, how are you going to feel when you heal up? July 22nd, 2022 comes around and you go watch Black Panther 2 and they like, yep, T'Challa's dead, y'all. Y'all killed him again? Yeah. Like, and we just got over healing over that. So that's why I'm trying to get ahead of that. I'm trying to give Marvel some time by bringing awareness to this that people are not aware of, because again, most fans are not going to react until it actually happens. By that time, it'll be too late. So I'm like, yo, let's get this recast going. If y'all need to delay, if you got to take whatever time you need to do whatever you got to do, that's fine. We got a Wakanda series coming up. We got a movie coming up. You can push things, switch things up, whatever you got to do, but keep this man's work preserved by letting it continue, by fulfilling the character. And the other thing, if we're really being honest, can we not limit Chadwick's career to just Black Panther? My man, if we're talking about honoring Chadwick Boseman, he was more than just T'Challa. He was Jackie Robinson. He was James Brown. He was Thurgood Marshall. My man should be remembered for all that he did as an actor, and T'Challa should be remembered for all that he has in terms of significance for the comics and the MCU. So we can do both things. And hey, if you want to give the title to Shuri, if you want to give it to somebody, cool. Can we all elevate? Can all Black people succeed? Because I'm just saying, I don't think we have to play this crabs in a barrel mentality where it's like only one Black person can be the superhero and the other one's got to get killed off. That's that racist, discriminatory Hollywood math that they play with Black superheroes. Black characters get subtraction, division, and substitution, where only one can elevate at a time. But white characters get multiplication and addition all day. That's not fair, and it doesn't allow the character and the legacy of Black Panther to add on for future generations. So yes, recast T'Challa so we can keep this memory going. We are never going to forget Chadwick Boseman. We are not replacing him. We are honoring him by continuing the work that he built up to make Black Panther bigger than the comics and known by everybody. So yes, hashtag recast T'Challa. You heard it from your boy.
Already. Larry, what you got, man? What you got?
Larry, if you say one thing about Killmonger, what
you got, Larry? What you got?
I wasn't even going to say anything about Killmonger, but now that you've done it, I really don't have to. But my question is, we've seen, as you mentioned, we have seen other iconic comic book characters recast. We've seen Superman recast. We've seen Spider-Man recast. We've seen the Joker recast. We've seen a number of recastings. Should they pick up from where they left off with the Black Panther's character, or should we see another origin story with a new T'Challa? Should we maybe do a Wakanda series that leads up to maybe another origin story so that we can reintroduce? Because it's been a few years since the kids have since those some of the kids have seen him. There'll be some other kids that maybe had never seen Black Panther coming up. My thought is maybe they should just do another origin story. It's not like we haven't seen 15 of them from Spider-Man. We've seen enough of them from Superman. Why not just do another origin story with Black Panther and then roll from there?
Let me I'm gonna answer that, and let me grab this super chat.
What a money reside, what a money reside, what a money.
Thank you so much, D-Rock, for the $5. Denzel Washington's son should play T'Challa. There was
I don't even know if he wants to play T'Challa.
Between Denzel and Chadwick, he basically passed the torch to Chadwick. I'm cool with it.
Let's not forget that Denzel is his father's son, and Denzel has adamantly spoke out against playing, these franchise roles. He does not want to be in a franchise. He said he doesn't want to be. He hasn't done it. The closest he's came to it is the Equalizer. And if he's anything like his dad, he may not want to play T'Challa.
Well, to be fair,
I have to say this real quick because is there still some confusion? Lex is, why are we acting like there isn't going to be a Black Panther anymore? That is not what we're saying. Yeah. Okay, we're going to have more Black Panther. There was more Black people that took on the mantle in the comics. We're talking about T'Challa. T'Challa is a rich character and there's rich story, and I do not want that. I do not want that going down the toilet. Okay, I mean, you're literally throwing money away by not recasting this dude. And so I want them to recast T'Challa, and in addition to that, I want to see more characters take on the mantle.
That's what I'm saying. It's not an either or. It's not either or. It's not like, oh man, let's get rid of this. And that's what I'm talking about. We've been conditioned to think that only one popular Black actor, like the Will Smith and Denzel, and if it ain't him, nobody else can live. Like that's the same conditioning. I'm saying let's break that. Everybody elevate. Matter of fact, if we really want to talk about representation, the dope thing that they did in the comics, when Shuri was elevating and becoming the queen of Wakanda, she did it with T'Challa's support. Do you know how powerful of an image that would look to be, for all of us to see a strong Black man supporting a strong Black woman as she becomes in power? That's what I'm saying. T'Challa is the gateway. He's the Jackie Robinson of other Black characters, and he helps elevate other people while maintaining his own significance. So we don't need to play this either or game with them. Agreed. Everybody can eat. Agreed. That's all we want.
And Larry,
can we get a whole series about a whole Disney Plus series about the Dora Milaje though? Can we do that?
You got that article right there from Deadline that Ryan Coogler going to be talking about. And Larry, I'm going to answer your question in just a second about that. But I have to say, I just learned about this and tying in what you just said, Eman, about Shuri taking on the Black Panther role and her brother T'Challa taking on. I just found out about this story like a week ago that I want all y'all to check out. Of they're in Wakanda and the symbiotes or something like that try to invade Wakanda, and then like Shuri and T'Challa have to team up to take them away, and like because of the frequency they're able to infiltrate Wakanda. It was a badass story, and like the Black Panther god Bass came through. And it was nice. I was like, damn, I didn't know. I knew Wakanda was nice, but I didn't know that was that nice.
I'm trying to tell people, like, y'all don't realize how much we're losing by losing one character just to elevate another. In the comics, every Black person in Black Panther gets they shine. It's a beautiful thing. That's why we need to recast T'Challa. It's going to be great. I promise y'all.
They do, like both of them are geniuses, right? And just kind of seeing them going back and forth, like, okay, you do this part, I'm gonna do this part, and it was bad. They needed both of them together. Like it was no way they could have won unless both of their minds came together too, and they barely did it. It was a if you go to I'm gonna shout out this YouTube channel. I think this is the right one. It's somewhere. It's called Variant Comics. I'm pretty sure y'all heard of this channel.
Yeah,
before.
Variant Comics. Yeah.
But I think it was this channel where I saw this like a week ago.
It was up top. The Symbionts invade Wakanda.
Where is it at?
It was right up top.
Where is it at? Okay, yes. Yeah, check that video out right there. Symbiotes evade Wakanda. I want to see, man. I'm getting excited. Okay.
Look, I'm trying to get ahead. I know some people are not there yet because again, it hasn't happened, but I'm trying to tell y'all this is not only good for the story and the narratives, but it's also good for the representation, the social impact, and it's also good business-wise for Marvel because if when they do go try and kill off T'Challa, I think they're going to get some real pushback and it's not going to be good. But that's why it's important for us to kind of be like, hey, because I think they really do have the assumption, because nobody wants to talk about it, that we're okay with just getting rid of that first leading Black character of T'Challa. Like, yeah, we understand the emotional side, totally get that. But let's not act like we can't honor the real person and keep the real character going at the same time. It's a false dilemma to think that we can only do one at the time. Like, no, we can do both. It's possible.
What a money reside. What a money reside. What a
thank you so much, Laney Womack, for another super chat. That's what's up. $9.99, somewhat related to Black figures in film, but I really appreciated the discussion you and Larry had on Lamont's video about Monica sacrificing herself for the boys and the betrayal of Black men. That was she talking about on Friday. So yes, ma'am. And thank you very much for that. I do appreciate it. Thank you for the super chat. Thank you. Now, addressing what you said, Larry, about the origin. I mean, I don't think I would be cool with that because it would be maybe if we just had the Black Panther movie, but T'Challa was he's been in other MCU shows as well. And for me personally, in the subjective standpoint, that would just kind of ruin the continuity more. I mean, it's going to be ruined because we're wanting it to be recast. We can't do anything about that. You know, unfortunately, Chadwick isn't coming back, but I don't know how I feel about them just doing another origin. So
I don't think that's
just me.
Yeah, I don't think they would, only because they're trying to get away from origin stories. You know, here's my thing. I don't care how they bring him back. You know, if they want to do a prequel story, cool. Yeah, my thing is just like, yo, just don't get rid of the character. You know, that like leave it at that. If you want to go in the multiverse and grab another T'Challa, that's fine. Whatever. You know, however, if you want to pull the Aunt Viv move from Fresh Prince and just show up, you know, with somebody else, fine. Whatever story you want to spin it's fine with me. Just keep the character going because there's 55 years of stories. And I don't think people realize. You look at Killmonger, Larry's boy, he's not a significant character. He does not have the only side story they did for him was a prequel story of just like how he became Killmonger. That's it. His only purpose and function in the comics was to be T'Challa's antagonist and throw him over the waterfall. And his story is done. Like, he's not significant like that. That's like trying to say, yo, let's make Sabretooth the new Wolverine.
Fighting, what's his name? Kane from Deadpool. Had him fighting that dude. Killmonger's been around for a minute. Killmonger wasn't insignificant.
I'm just saying that's the purpose of he is tied to T'Challa more than anything. That's all I'm saying. And even Shuri, when she had her solo run, you're talking about like a couple years versus decades for T'Challa. So again, we don't have to play either or. We don't have to play the crabs in a barrel. Let everybody rise, everybody elevate. You know what I'm saying? And we can make this work.
Right on. OneTakeBigDog, what you got, man? Let me hear from OneTakeBigDog.
Okay. I've gone back and forth on this a few times. I think when I first came out, I was kind of like, nah, I didn't want it to be recast. But Eman made some great points, and considering the fact that you just kind of noticed the recasting in other Marvel films with like Don Cheadle, Hawkeye's daughter, Ant-Man's daughter. You know, I saw those. You see all of those people, and you like, and I was kind of one of those people who was like, because I rewatched Infinity War Endgame this week. I was kind of like, man, it kind of sucked that these people like getting their roles took by somebody a little bit more famous. But with the whole situation with Chadwick Boseman, it's understandable that you put somebody else in that role. So I think I would at this point right now. I don't know how I feel tomorrow or I feel next week, but I understand the reasoning behind recasting the character of T'Challa.
Oh, really? Larry, he's about to say something. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I don't remember exactly where in the comics it was. I was reading it, I don't know, maybe a couple years ago, where when I was reading through the Black Panther comics, and there was a part where T'Challa's off, or Black Panther as T'Challa was off fighting with the Avengers, I believe, or off fighting wherever, and there's like a coup attempt or a takeover of Wakanda, and he has to leave what he was doing to go back to Wakanda to shore up his kingdom.
Yep.
I'm thinking to myself, that's perfect. You simply have, like, I don't know if they would want to do this for the Wakanda series on Disney Plus, but you can have it where you basically have Wakanda in turmoil, where T'Challa's off fighting, Wakanda's up there, Shuri and whoever else is fighting, trying to keep it from being taken over, and then T'Challa has to come back. He comes back in his full Black Panther thing, and when he hits, when he does a thing and his headgear comes down, we have the new T'Challa.
But speaking to that though, that's what the thing I was always talking about is that I wanted the series before the next movie, and I understand they want to run it, but I still think it's better if we get because it'll get us in the groove of it. I guess is the best way I can say it. I agree. I don't think you just drop that movie on us first. And that's our first time seeing it. I don't know.
Bro, I did a video on that. I said they should delay Black Panther 2, push it off, give us the Wakanda series. This is before it was announced too, by the way. So I said, give us a Wakanda series, because what Kevin Feige was talking about was like, hey, we're going to explore the other stories of Wakanda and look at all the other characters, in the movie. Well, outside of T'Challa, all the other characters were supporting characters, and you talking about world building. So if you're talking about world building and supporting characters, that's a Disney Plus show. Is that not what we just got with WandaVision? Is that not what we about to get with Falcon and Winter Soldier? So if you want to do a M'Baku series, if you want to do a Shuri series, you can do those type of things in a show, especially if you want to elevate Shuri, because a lot of people do believe that it's way too soon to just automatically make her Black Panther. Yeah. But my thing is, like, I have no problem giving her more screen time so we can see her rise. We can connect with her more, just like how we just connected with Wanda after all these episodes. We can do that with Shuri in a show. So by the time we get to a Black Panther 2, we in there. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's the big climactic show now. So I think that definitely would have been a better option. The shows have the same budget as the movies anyway. Just replace it. Just switch it. Give us time to heal, whatever you want to do. It ain't got to be immediate. And if we're going to the comics, there was a dope compromise between T'Challa and Shuri, where T'Challa was like, man, it's all these other threats going on with the Avengers and stuff. And, Shuri was like, yeah, but Wakanda, and Shuri was like, okay, cool. I'll be the queen here. You be the, the diplomatic person or whatever. You go fight them fights out there. I got Wakanda. We can't have that compromise.
It seems like we have the story ready to go, because when they ended Black Panther, it ended with T'Challa saying, we're going to open up our country and our technology to the rest of the world. And so it would be great if Shuri's up there exporting, say, Wakandan medical technology to the rest of the world, and then someone takes a piece of that med tech and converts it into a weapon, and that then causes people back home to be pissed off and saying, wait a minute, we didn't want this to begin with, and now they're taking the little bit we gave them and turning it into weapons. So we need to lock everything back down.
But that's
the Civil War. They go on. The series happens. T'Challa comes back home. New reveal. We have new T'Challa. Boom.
Sure. Cast Larry as T'Challa.
Larry is on point. Larry is on point, because this is something that, like, if you only watch the Black Panther in the MCU, you don't know how deep the comics go. The comics are all about the political and social struggles of Wakanda, especially in terms of like, yo, do we adapt? Should we not adapt? Should we open? Should we not open? How do we deal with these other tribes and stuff? It's all these really dope concepts and dynamics going on. And that's what, and the thing is, in the center of almost all of it is T'Challa. He's always the person that has to figure out, what do we do? How do I manage this? Is this right? Is this wrong? And I'm sitting here like, yo, y'all just left his story hanging right when he did the most, monumental thing in Wakandan history, which was to open it up. He has to still deal with the consequences of that. So when we sit here and go get rid of T'Challa, when Marvel gets rid of him, I'm like, what are y'all doing? Like that's literally his entire arc, is trying to figure out and juggle all of this. And then you bring in Shuri, who also has to deal with a lot of these issues too. So when we talk about they're throwing history, they're throwing stories out the window, it's a travesty, because the comics have been brilliant and they really do Black culture a huge service, especially with the representation for Black women. I'm telling you, the Black women and the fact that the Black men honor them. I'm just saying, this is what we actually want, and we don't realize that Marvel is kind of getting rid of it in this whole crusade of like just not recasting him. So recast T'Challa.
Right on. So recast T'Challa Part 1. Go watch that. Recast T'Challa. You watch Part 2. You watching that. And just real quick, Eman was talking about earlier, should Marvel delay Black Panther? And one take, talking about the Disney Plus show. He got 2 videos. Y'all can go check that out on his channel. That's on my channel tab, and the link in the description box. And guys, just real quick, the call to action is, I already made this tweet out earlier right here. Let me go ahead.
Ooh, thank you for tagging them. Yes.
Yeah. Oh,
Tag them. They need to see the tags.
So I tweeted this right before the show. So you can follow me on Twitter at JustMyOpinion84. That's my name. Hashtag Marvel Studios should hashtag recast T'Challa for Black Panther 2 per at Eman's reviews. I did at Marvel Studios, at Kevin Feige, at Black Panther. I hashtag Ryan Coogler because he don't have no Twitter. I added everybody with the article. So this is what I want y'all to do in the chat. All 88 of y'all, please just go to Twitter and retweet this. Just retweet it.
And let me just add, they are listening.
Yes.
They are listening. The thing is, right now, they think that people are not aware. They think that people don't care. So that's why they will listen to this pressure, because right now is the time where they're still in the scripting mode. They can make changes and stuff.
Right.
And I was, I was told specifically, I sent my article to Marvel Studios. They will forward that over to Kevin Feige. I also have it going. I sent it straight to Ryan Coogler's publicist, to his people. They already informed me that he will be seeing it. And I also have somebody else sending it to Nate Moore, the other only Black producer on Black Panther. They are listening, but they won't care if other people don't also chime in. So it is very important that y'all are sharing the hashtag, sharing the article. I mean, I don't get nothing for this. Like, I'm not getting paid for the article or nothing, but it's important for them to see this, just to see that people care. Right. And as long as they know people care, action can happen. And I don't even care if they be political about it. I don't care if they sit here and be like, we were never going to get rid of T'Challa in the first place. Whatever, that's fine. But the thing is, what they did was they painted themselves in a bad corner, and I need them to get out of it, because, again, they did not give us a time schedule. They said they were not recasting. It was not just for Black Panther 2. They was going to do something else, because they actually changed the script of what they originally were going to do with Chadwick. And that lets me know that y'all are really not interested in recasting the character if you had to go redo the script.
Right.
So
yeah, there you go, guys. I'm gonna go ahead and close this out real quick. But here's the article right here that Eman right there did, and I tweeted it out, tagged everybody, so you can just follow me on Twitter and just hit the retweet. And also a link to the article is down in the description box. Okay. And guys, I just want to thank all of y'all for tuning in. I'm gonna let everybody have their final words, but You know, if you like what anybody had to say tonight, there is a link down to their YouTube channel in the description box. And you can also always just go over to my channel tab on my YouTube channel, and everybody's channel is going to be there as well. OneTakeBigDog, I'm going to pass to you for your final words, and also you can promote your channel and what you have going on over there, sir.
My final word is to everybody is enjoy every single day.
Yes,
enjoy
sir.
Every single day of your life. I don't know what's going on this week. I have a few vids I didn't get a chance to upload last week as far as Nomadland. I did a couple, watched a couple old films. I watched, well, not old, but Superman Returns, the 2005, 2006 film with Brandon Routh. I did a redive into Aquaman, exploring like the fight scenes in there. And I think I'm the only person out of us who hasn't seen Coming to America. So hopefully I can have that review up this week.
You're not missing anything.
Nope.
I got Cherry.
I gotta watch that too.
The Raya and the Last Dragon. I got that coming up. So
that was good.
Get all those. Hopefully I can get all those up this week. And but yeah, y'all be blessed.
Ready, real quick.
What a money reside.
Zia Latrice, you're awesome. Thank you for the $4.99 super chat, super sticker. Thank you very much. It really helps me out on the channel. I love you. I love you. I love you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Eman, last words, and what do you have going on your channel? Literally right now as we speak too.
I mean, y'all already know. I did my whole. Yeah, I'm literally working on it right now. So my WandaVision breakdown is definitely about. Hopefully I can get this done tonight. This is probably the biggest video I've ever had to do. So it is killing my computer.
Live stream and edit at the same time,
bro. When I tell you, look, this has been a 24-hour job. Like I started working on this since 9 o'clock last night after watching WandaVision like 5 different times in slow-mo and all. Bro, but you're gonna get some good insight though. That's the thing. You're gonna get some good insight there. But yeah, so I got the WandaVision breakdown coming. Keep an eye out. Make sure y'all follow me on Twitter and Instagram. I will be having some interviews coming up soon. You don't want to miss them.
Cool.
I'll leave it at that. You don't want to miss them.
So check out all those videos I promoted on his channel before. Watch his WandaVision recap of the season finale episode 9 coming up, and just go ahead and retweet that tweet right there, guys, because he put in a lot of work for it. And so, Larry, coming to you, sir. Your final words and what do you have going on your channel, sir?
Yeah, man, you guys can always find me on my channel. You can go to Today I Feel Like, one word. You will find me there. I still am doing my tech thing. I will continue to do my tech thing, keep the channel growing. Trying to catch up to the rest of y'all with your huge channels that you have with these 92,000K subscribers and 124K and 39K. And so, but as my last words, I will say this because I constantly nag and I will continue to nag everybody.
I ain't mad at you.
Please, black folks, y'all, everybody else too, but especially my black folks out there, please wear a mask. Wear a mask. If you can find N95, put that on. If you can't find something else, and wear that, because people out there are dying, and these states are out there getting rid of mask mandates. They're talking about on the news today that the cases are starting to creep back up. You have these crazy folks that are out there having burn the mask rallies, and they're
God.
So I mean, it's utterly ridiculousness. Just mind you, this we don't even have 10% of the population vaccinated yet. Not even 10%. It's not ready. We are not ready to go back to normal in any way, shape, or fashion. So please protect yourselves, protect your families, protect your neighbors, protect your stranger that you don't know, and wear a mask.
Right on. And I was gonna share that with y'all earlier, but I was like, no, I don't want to bring down nobody's mood because I know you would get pissed off about the burn the mask party. I'm like, what are y'all doing? But y'all know I'm in Texas, man, and our governors and senators are stupid as hell. I'm grocery shopping this past weekend. A lot of people are not wearing the mask in stores, and there was people have to get on the intercom talking about, well, guys, the mask mandate doesn't start till next week, and I'm just like, we're in a storm. But anyway, go subscribe to Larry's channel as well. Again, link down in the description box and in the channel tab. As far as I'm concerned, you know, I just posted my Coming to America review. It's doing quite well, so please go watch that. I did see Raya and the Last Dragon. I did enjoy it. I may be posting a review for that as well, and I will be checking out Cherry this week. I think I'm gonna be posting a review for that as well. I may also watch Tom and Jerry. I'm looking forward to Falcon and the Winter Soldier. There's another video I'm gonna be working on, I think, but I don't want to announce it just yet. Just subscribe to the channel, follow all of us. You can follow, our handles on the screen, mask up, links in the description, and you also have that on my channel tab. And guys, again, I just want to thank all of you so much for tuning in. And before you go, don't forget that I'm Brandon Keith Avery. We got the crew right here, and that's just our opinion. Peace out, y'all. Y'all have a good night. That's the wrong outro.